Wait, okay. Hi, let me... hi, it is I, your local friendly netrunner, coming to you straight from Runners Hideout. How are we doing today? Boy, hi Valen, I wanted to say, first things first, I know we're genuinely just getting started, but I may have gotten out of bed like 15 minutes ago. So, you're gonna hear me occasionally. There's going to be the occasional like sound coming through the mic of me having food. So just don't be surprised. And also we'll be counting that as part of any care packages if they get redeemed before I'm done. Okay, thank you. Whoa, 3 stream streak. Enjoy the points, Valen. I know that I've been like very consistently breaking yours and you also like switched time zones a few times in the past, so welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're having a lovely day. I know I don't sound as excitable as usual. Boints. I don't sound as excitable as usual. That's because, well, I got out of bed like, well, okay, nearly half an hour ago now. But 15 minutes-ish before I started stream, so you do the math. Doing something else and forgetting about it? No, I understand completely. That is kind of like, that is the issue, I feel, with Twitch's stream notifications, is that they don't actually do much, I guess? I don't know. Maybe that's just me, though. Okay, so. In terms of housekeeping, I think we're caught up. But let me confirm. Usually late in the first place? True. Twitch really doesn't like telling my followers that I'm live, and I'm not sure why. Now we're caught up. Okay. The Hades 2 VOD was uploaded, I just hadn't published it. It was still private, but there we go. In other news, Rooftop Radio is running almost completely fine, besides the part where title bugs out. There we go, that should be fixed within a minute. Yeah, sometimes the actual streaming service that this goes through shits itself, but otherwise it's looking good. Rooftop Radio, in terms of like my site now, is completely fine. I've been thinking of moving that playlist to Spotify, but the title generates more revenue for the artists when you listen to music on there. And I don't pay for Spotify, so I doubt they actually get any revenue from me. So I'd rather have the occasional like, oh, go in and like click a couple things to get it to start again, than to just be, you know, a complete fucking leech. Anyway. What I should do is I should pay for like a Tidal family account and make Rooftop Radio its own thing so that it can generate even more, but you know. Anyway. All that is running fine. And the VOD from a couple days ago is now public, and the server is running completely chill. Oh, memory usage is slowly going up. But it's the browser's fault, which is fine. Which is completely fine. I can always just like restart, you know, Tidal every now and then. That's not a big deal. Anyway, not much else to say in terms of housekeeping, I don't think. Again, I'm a little bit low energy today, but again, that's just the stream game of the day prophecy making itself true again. I slept a lot last night. Like, I was in bed by 10, and I didn't even pick up my phone until 10. So I slept nearly 12 hours. And I needed it, because the day before, I'd slept 4. Either way. I remember where we were. I remember that, like, one sec. Shadow comes in with a 180 stream streak and posts the fucking genderman meme. Instead of collect my pages, it's collect my pronouns. I don't need any more than the ones I already have. I'm happy. But I appreciate the offer. Or challenge, I suppose. Anyway, the game's launching. Guess denied and not even shows a message saying so. Yeah, it's the weird little chat log thing I'm using. I should probably look into a better solution for that. Anyway, pausing BGM. Because yeah, we're starting that good. Why is my model doing the thing though? Hello? There we go. Collect my urine! Immensely based. Immensely based. Collect my pages of Yuri. Oh no! What did he ask you to collect? Okay, I remember now. What we did was basically we arrived at the whatever this station is called for the first time. Oh. Fucking, I told the overlay to go away. Oh well. I'll have to check about that later. Yeah, we need fuel, but otherwise we'll be okay. Here's what I'll do. Let everybody to scavenge fuel. And then just see who we can get to know around here. But yeah, that is a lot less exciting than I'd hoped it would be. Barging with locals is easy. Exploring the tunnels is a fucking endure check I can never fix. So insanity, sure. Why do you have it saved? Oh wow. One positive outcome is one tick forward. It's fucking rough out here. Okay, wait. Since the positive outcomes get us supplies. I'm gonna my side a bit. It still looks like way too much effort went into it. Okay, I get you. Okay, since the positive outcome gives us supplies, let me very quickly abuse that a little bit. Since we have one more. There we go. Let's see what neutrals and negatives do, yeah? Or we just get another positive. New location discovered. 2 new locations discovered. Fuel. Ooh, fuel's more expensive here. But that's fine. Help offload freight being a fucking endure check. Yikes. Wow. A meal or supplies or selling engine components. Nah, I'm not gonna toss them for that. It's there? Okay, cool. Let me look. Oh wow, that does that is high effort. Okay, that's a bit too funny actually. I understand now. I'm sorry I doubted you. I understand completely now. Insert SpongeBob but it's funny. Oh yeah, another one. The one he spends 2 fucking business days scribbling on the paper and it's just a very nicely embellished the. I know that one. It's not like that. It's not that style, but It's similar, yeah. Me when specifically the. I was gonna say every single one of those was a positive outcome, which I could not have seen coming. But, you know, fuel's full. I should have set that to cryo instead. Damn. Okay. Let's learn some more about this place. I just want to finish this, this no place like home cycle. Positive. Suncatcher. Fix broken arrays, debug array systems, or sell raw scrap. Okay. Cool. This can be money. This can be money whilst we're here. Did I also think of collect my cheeses? Yeah. Positive outcome on a 4. Again. Positive outcome. Was there any way... I don't know. Remember the Ina sake cup I bought? I do remember, yeah. What happened? Did you get it? In Holmes Rock, it's impossible to get away from the feeling of living, working, and eating in a ruin. It came with an acrylic stand. Oh! For the cup! I had not opened it. Okay, okay. Tell me you, like, opened it and instantly broke it in half or something. Okay, okay. I'm listening, I'm paying attention. Good. Good. That's how it should be. It's the same reason why I have Gabriel Electrical overlooking my room, you know? Most of the belt is built on top of the remains of Solheim's infrastructure, but there are plenty of places where the modifications or extensions to those structures eclipse the original foundation. In Holmes Rock, it is the reverse. The station is a small warm patch at the center of a network of tunnels and bays that stretch within the rock, most of them dark, damp, and wrecked. A sprawling foundation that will never be built upon. Very different kind of sleep with Gabriel around. Feel like it would be slightly more violent. Nah, he's chill. He's chill, don't worry. He only really hates V1 and the council, and I am neither of those things. Every so often, gliding on your way between Senna's Rest and the Suncatchers, or from the docks to the depot, you find yourself in one of these dark tunnels. That's where you are now. You float stopped at a 4-way intersection. No light visible down any tunnel. Ball. You drift straight ahead through a tunnel where loose wires wave in the dark. On either side, tiny lights occasionally blink, signs of a ghost network still running in the walls. Cybernetic eyes make you cut as a machine for him? Nah, he understands. He understands. He understands that I was using it to overcome the weaknesses of my body. You arrive at another intersection with crooked passages leading away into the dark. Continue to ball. You kick off gently from the wall and head into a cylindrical passage clad with panels that hold back the rock. It is wider than the others, and here and there little droplets of water float undisturbed. At the far end, you see a faint point of light, the warm glow of a lit passage. Suddenly, you hear a rustling in the dark and a shrill sound that you can't place. There is something out there. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit! Do we send it? We have a 75% chance of not failing this. Do we send it? That's 1 vote for yes. That's 1 vote for yes, and my vote's towards yes as well, so I think we're kind of sending it. Please don't fail. Yes! You kick off hard and glide through the tunnel, feeling a few droplets of water gently spatter on your skin. You shake off the fear as you move. The dark doesn't scare you. Then it hits you. Something solid and meaty slapping into your stomach and spinning away. You press off the wall and push on as a shrill wail echoes behind you in the dark. What the hell was that? When you reach the lit passage beyond, you turn back, but the tunnel is silent and still. You continue on, but you can't shake the feeling of being followed as you ascend back up through the station. Perhaps next time you'll take a different route. There's something alive in there, and it's not a person. Okay. Well. Well. There's something alive in there, and it's not a person. I don't know how to feel about that. By the way, yeah? What is it? How could you do this to me this early in the stream? It's okay. Oh man, okay. I wasn't expecting that. Ah! Okay. I'll take a sip, thank you. I have a mug of milk, I hope that counts. Oh, hey, look. This is where all that data comes in. Why are we doing this? Old fabricator. Yes! Rare components. I am dumping all my fucking Solheim data into this. Okay, look, okay. Change the plans. Have a macro to spam F for Mycopunk because Funny Build's real. Change the plans. We hop back to the other absolute wreck here, Helion Gate. I get us one more piece of Solheim data. I want all of the things this can print. We're gonna spend a couple more cycles here so that we make more progress without losing anything from the hunt. But once that's done, once we've been here for 3 cycles and I've finished off everything I've got to do, we're hopping back on the ship and we're going back to that wrecked station to get one more piece of data and come back and get that last print. Because, wow, rare components, okay. Every couple of days I hit the wrong button on my mouse on an accident and I take a bit through this, so I'm just... Macro. Positive outcome, my cryo, okay. So the positive outcome is just the payout. The neutral outcome is positive is a small payout. Negative is, neutral is a minor payout. Negative is, I'm guessing, energy damage. I keep pressing escape instead of right-clicking, damn. Okay. Call it a cycle. And also eat. Genuinely just like, you know, scrounge up whatever money we can, because in terms of fuel and supplies, we're full. So that's not a concern. Oh, that was a negative and I did not see what it did. Probably energy damage though. Which is fine. Because like, again, we can... Cool, okay, next cycle, next cycle, next cycle. Next cycle. Okay. Step 1. Cook up a meal. Step 2. Harvest some mushrooms with a guaranteed success. There we go. And all of a sudden we're fine. All of a sudden we're okay. It's as if nothing happened. Okay. Last cycle of just burning all my dice and working on stuff. More data. And I will have us stay here for as long as we can. Because maybe that data has another use, I don't know. Maybe there's gonna be another use for this Solheim data, but I couldn't... Ooh. Couldn't tell you what that might be. Okay, food. No, I'll burn it trying to grab data again. I know it's greedy, but we have a pretty good, like, surplus to work with. Good. Good, 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 good. That's good. I picked up that data because I thought I could sell it, but it turns out it has a much better use now. Or, you know, after all, rather. Let's dump this here. Cook up a meal. And harvest again. Neutral outcomes just energy. Oh well. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. I should be saving my guaranteed successes for that when I can. Okay, that's fine. As long as we don't get a negative here, we're fine. Cool. And call it a cycle. Rinse and repeat. Okay, we got more fuel. We got more fuel. We got more fuel. We got more fuel. 2 crit successes go into supply so that we can stay full. Perfect. Let's see if we can get to 10 pieces of data before we have to leave. Oh, we definitely get to 9. Hopefully 10. Okay. Lastly, please. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's not a big problem. And I know the hunt's moving forward, don't worry. I'm aware. I'm keeping an eye on it. We're gonna use 2 of this. So, and I want to have 12 in stock. Food. We can buy more supplies if we need to. Or do this, yeah. That'll do. That'll do. That's good. Okay, 2 more data than we leave. Because we do have enough fuel to just leave, I'm pretty sure. Oh, we definitely have enough fuel to just leave. Cool. Start action. And start action. With a 6. And then just pray for a positive there. Nope. And this is not gonna get us anything, so let me just see if there's any chance we can save it. Yes, there is. Burn my last die on getting a bit more energy. Because it's gonna be energy at best. Damn, okay. But we're good to leave. We're good to leave, we're good to leave. So, let's do so. Ooh, yeah, okay. That's done, yeah. Okay. Stock up fuel. Stock up supplies. Perfect. And then just work for a little while and then we can move again. Yeah, work until the hunt hits 3 and then we can move again. This one's a little bit of an intermediary thing, more than anything else, I feel. Hold on. No, yeah, no, that's gone. Cool. A positive outcome and a 3, might I add. Okay, looking good. Ugh. You get caught in a naughty little bug that takes ages to solve until you realize it's one you accidentally introduced earlier. Been there. Been there. Have been there. Broth with grains drank through a straw. Doesn't sound like the most appetizing meal, but honestly, if it keeps you going, it keeps you going, right? Okay, 1 more cycle. Okay. Genuinely just, you know, grabbing whatever odd jobs we can here and there. It works. It works pretty damn well. We make solid money. Like, we have cash now that was completely incomprehensible at the start of the game, and I feel like this will continue to be the case. Maybe, like, amounts that are absolutely wild to me now might be attainable in the future, you know? We're good. Let's dip. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Seraphin! The shout echoes through the ship, reaching you in the cockpit. You see the angle of Seraphin's head change, but he does not respond otherwise. Hey, did you hear that? Yes, I heard. How about you go see what they want? Sure. You unstrap from your seat and glide out of the cockpit. You run into Bliss in the corridor. Where's Seraphin? He's got to be the guilty one. You look impatiently over your shoulder. Bliss shakes her head. Come on. You need to see this. You follow the irritated Bliss through the ship down into the cramped storage units tucked between the main ship and the hull. As you enter, you are greeted by total chaos. Amber globs of liquid ration float in the air and cling to the walls while chunks of dried food spin slowly, breaking into crumbs. See? Bliss fumes. Someone opened up one of the supply crates and left it like this. They point to a crate in the storage netting with the lid pushed open. You look at the mess spilling out from the crate. Who could have done this? Now let's check. Positive outcome! You take a moment to pick through the food and find a torn open pouch of liquid rations. You turn it in the light and see a set of evenly spaced gashes at the edge. Are those claw marks? I need a break from this ship. Help me tidy this up. You spend the rest of the journey packing the crate away and disposing of the spoiled supplies. But as you do, you can't help but wonder what actually happened here. When you're finished, you take one last look around the storage bay. As you gaze around the now-cleared space, you have the same feeling of being observed by unseen eyes as you felt in the tunnels of Holmes Rock. There's a rat on the ship! There's a rat on our ship! As he brings the ship into Wellspring's docking ring, you notice a rare tension in Seraphin's piloting. He jerks a stick. He jerks the stick a little too hard while the docking bridge extends and a proximity alarm goes off. He curses under his breath. Relax, it'll be okay. I've docked this ship 100 times, Sleeper. He keeps his eyes on the monitors. I am relaxed. Okay. As the ship stops, the docking bridge connected, you lean forward and look out of the cockpit windows, trying to get a good view of the icy surface of Wellspring below. The harsh, gleaming ice gives way to the steep sides of the Cut, the asteroid's one city. It glows and steams with warmth, and peering down into it, you cannot see the bottom. Beyond, along the horizon, you see the terraces of the pithead, where the current extraction effort must be taking place. Seraphin runs the shutdown sequence and unclips from the seat. He turns back to you, a flinty look in his eye. I'm gonna head down into the Cut. I've got a few leads to follow up on. Okay, let me help. You can check out the city if you want, but I'm not following along, Sleeper. This is my trail to follow. Before you can respond, he pushes past and glides out of the cockpit. You turn and watch as he pushes past Bliss in the doorway. I missed something. He seems even more irritable than usual. Yeah, he's looking for his sister. Family trouble? Now I'll explain the irritation levels. I would recommend we go after him before he pushes past someone that pushes back. Agreed. See you down there. At least Lane's unlikely to come out here to pick a fight with a Lodic syndicate. They turn their head towards the airlock, whistling softly as they do. Wellspring, the base of the Lodic syndicate. As you look out across its icy surface, you remember Malik, the captain whose ship you saved and for whom you surveyed the ice asteroid. You also remember how he promised to repay you for your actions should you ever cross paths again. Perhaps Wellspring is a good place for you to make that happen. After all, if Seraphin's sister was here, surely the Lodic syndicate would be the best placed to find her. Whew, okay. Let's see what we're doing here, yeah? Easy. 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 Fucking easy. Absolutely fucking easy. Let me take another sip. Okay. Okay, we're good. Amazing to think this place supplies most of the belt's water. Bliss looks across the cutwater at the workers in their distinctive yellow gear. No wonder the syndicate runs it like a corporation. You look at those gathered in the low-ceilinged bar, gathered around cushioned couches and low magnetic tables, their voices bouncing off the metal walls. All of them wear loads of clothing, a mark of their status as contractors from the belt's most powerful syndicate. You look back to Bliss, who's watching another group quietly discussing something serious in the opposite corner. Loadic gets the job done. Bliss turns back to the bar and sips their drink through its metal straw. Well, that's the thing. I've been looking around Chasm Row, searching out components in the market. Down there, people don't seem so happy. There's a lot of talk of contracts. It seems Lodic's been locking down its workers, giving the war in the inner system as an excuse. They play with their metal straws, swirling the orbs of liquid in their sealed glass. The pressure is building, Sleeper. You shouldn't hang around here much longer. The problem is we have no pilot. Well, it sounds like I'm not the only outsider who's been hanging out in Chasm Row. I heard someone complaining about a rude young man asking too many questions. What else could that be? That's the place to start if you want to find our boy. He said he was asking about the Rhyme Market, but I have no idea what that is. Definitely a touchy subject for locals, though. Cool, I'll head there now. I'll finish my drink. Let me know how it goes. You leave the cutwater, shouldering your way through a crowd of boisterous contractors. There is a conspiratorial mood to the conversations that the Bliss has mentioned it, and you wonder what all the talk is about. You feel the sudden cold as you leave the steaming bar and enter one of the icy passages cut into the asteroid itself. All this water in the hands of a single syndicate. If something goes wrong here, the belt will die of thirst long before the war reaches it. You turn up the collar of your jacket against the cold and head for Chasm Row. Another new location discovered. Heckin' nice. Ooh, what's here? This is the pit head. Okay. Ooh, rotation. Okay, I need a pass for this, which I don't have. This is the depot, and this is the cutwater, the bar we were just at. We can get some fuel. And I'm guessing we could buy supplies at the bar? We can buy a meal. Or work a shift. Cool. Working a shift at the cutwater is marked dangerous. Okay, good to know, good to know. We can buy supplies here at Chasm Row. Cool. Yeah, we'll do that. But start with the one. Just to get that out of the way. You pay a street hawker to guide you to the entrance, but they lose you in an alley. An old trick. Real? It's just a bit of money. That's fine. It's even easier, actually. Something about the flow of people and goods is wrong here. More people enter than leave. Boxes disappear down alleys. You're close. Okay, positive outcome again. Hell yeah. Got a lot of cycles since we're out of dice. We'll be okay, I feel. I have a suspicion that the game kind of like keeps a hidden counter of how many cycles I leave the mushrooms unharvested for. And there's like a joke ending or some shit where the ship just gets overrun and becomes a fungus hive mind. That would be the funniest shit. There you go. This is the place. The markets of Chasm Row have become familiar in the past cycles. Their steaming orange-lit depths, the persistent condensation in each unit's windows, the gleam of the amber workers' suits, each contributing to the particular atmosphere of this buried city. But among this, you have noticed other details too. The freelance crews on the hunt for illicit tech. The conversing workers who drop to a whisper when you pass. The light flickering up through floor grates, suggesting even deeper layers. These are the details you have followed to the Rhyme Market, a place discussed in hushed tones in dimly lit rooms. And, as you drift towards what you know to be one of its entrances, the door bursts open in front of you. A large, dark bundle glides out of the door and impacts the metal wall of the passage with an echoing bang. But your eyes are drawn by the imposing figure that hovers in the doorway, bracing himself on the frame.
Stay out of the Rhyme Market, rat!
The man sends an orb of spit spinning after the bundle. The bundle unfolds and you suddenly recognize Seraphim, winded but straightening up to go back for more.
Fuck.
You hesitate, seeing the hard anger brewing in Seraphim's eyes, and you reach him a moment too late. He catches you as he kicks off from the wall with a swinging fist, sending you reeling back while he smashes into the man. The two tumble in a flurry of blows, slamming into the doorframe until the man gets his legs between him and Seraphim and kicks him into the wall. Seraphim hits hard and floats away, a few crimson bubbles of blood drifting from his bust lip. You glide over to Seraphim as he shakes himself awake. Put yourself between him and the figure.
Know when you are beaten, rat. It's time to go home and lick your wounds.
Seraphim exhales in frustration, his anger fading, replaced by the stinging pain of his injuries. You watch a perfectly round blob of blood form at the bottom of his nose. Want to explain what's happening?
For the record, this one started it, snooping around our meeting like a rat.
You see his sharp eyes recalculating the situation since your arrival. It wasn't snooping, I'm looking for someone. If you'd taken a minute to talk to me before throwing a punch, maybe you would have got that. He scratches at his beard, squinting at Seraphim.
Say I believe you. What were you doing at the meeting then? Missing persons ain't our business.
All I heard is this is where the loaded contractors meet.
I don't like you hearing that, not at all. I'm gonna need to ask you who told you that later. But yeah, this is where the contractors meet. As if that's anything to you.
The person I'm looking for is a contractor. Seraphim's frustration rises again. She uses the cover name Luz. Please. I think she might be my sister. Something changes in the man's stance. He holds up a massive hand to silence Seraphim and looks down the passage in both directions.
Not here.
He retreats through the door.
Get in.
As you both enter, he reaches past you and slams the metal door behind, spinning the locking wheel with one hand.
I'm Kirk. Contractors are my concern, but if Lodic catches discussing contracts out there...
He turns and leads you down the passage. You pass an open door, and you glance inside to see a group gathered in a circle, all of them in workers' clothes. They are speaking in hushed voices. One of them exchanges a nod with Kirk.
Let's not interrupt the meeting anymore, shall we?
He glares playfully at Seraphim, who remains silent. Kirk leads you to the side of a massive vertical metal pipe with a rough hole cut in the side. He beckons you both in. You descend through the pipe in silence and darkness. Suddenly, you come out through the ceiling of a wide and low hall. As far as you can see, crooked stalls and makeshift shelters dot the grilled floor, lit by scavenged lanterns and light strips. Steam drifts up through the grates, concealing the room so that you cannot see the walls.
Welcome to the Rhyme Market. Lodic don't know about this place. Let's get a drink.
He leads you off to a nearby stall with a set of improvised stools welded to the floor in front. He hooks his legs into one, and you and Seraphim follow suit. He holds up 3 fingers to the stall's owner, and a drink in a straw-pierced packet is handed to each of you. Seraphim looks skeptically at the drink. We friends now or something?
Look. I'm not gonna apologize for putting you on your arse, that's on you. But like I said, I represent the contractors. And if someone here is part of the family, well... then they deserve to be heard out at least.
You know who we're looking for?
Luz, he said. I know a Luz, sure. Describe her. I'm not giving you anything more until you prove she's your sister.
The Seraphim closes his eyes. The dark hair. Used to wear it long. And messy. Bright eyes. Broad shoulders. Tough but kind. Tattoos. Nervous laugh. That enough?
Yeah, that's her.
You feel something jump in Seraphim. An almost imperceptible tension rising. It's her. His sister.
Luz, or whatever her real name is one of the contractors here. She's part of the most recent contracts Lotic registered. That means...
Just tell me where she is, Seraphim demands, his impatience getting the better of him.
As I was saying, those new contractors are restricted to the pit head. In fact, that is what we were discussing when you interrupted our meeting.
Seraphim looks away in frustration but holds his tongue.
Since the war, the Lotic Syndicate has been trying to lock down Wellspring. It went from a loose association of mining groups to an autocracy, started enforcing contracts with some seriously overreaching terms. Your sister? She's on one of those contracts. Lotic are acting like they own her and the others, because according to their contracts, they do. Which is exactly what we want to do something about. This cycle...
He forcefully taps the bar with a finger.
We're voting on strike action and a full blockade of Flotsam. We will bring the Syndicate to the table, too.
The Seraphim knocks his drink away and kicks off from the table, disappearing into the market. You catch up with Seraphim in the bustle of the Rhyme market among the steaming crowds. I can't have been the only one who saw his pitch coming a mile off. What kind of idiots does he think we are? Is that what this is about? This is about getting my sister out of whatever mess she's gotten into. The Seraphim starts to push through the crowd towards the exit tunnel. We need to speak to Lotic. Forget these clowns. We don't need to get tied up in this, we just need to get her out. Seraphim forges on ahead and you get caught in the crowd behind him. As he disappears in view, a heavy hand falls on your back.
I want to help you, Sleeper. This Syndicate will do nothing for him or for you. Trust me. But I need your help in return.
Sure, I'll help.
Good. I knew you would.
Kirk places a plastic pass card into your hand. It glints with the mark of the Lotic Syndicate, a blurry ID photo laminated into its transparent interior.
This'll get you into the pit head. You can see for yourself what's happening there. Don't follow your friend to Lotic. Go to the pit head, find Luz yourself. When you do, come back to me and we can discuss how to free her and everyone else like her. If you go to Lotic, if you meet with them, I can't help you.
He releases your forearm and drifts back into the crowd, disappearing into the steam and darkness. You float there for a moment, buffeted by the passing people, clutching onto the Lotic pass, trying to decide what to do next. Okay. Oh, we can just buy rare components and scrap components. Yes! Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. We can just buy parts to fix myself up with here. Good. Good. I know where I'll be going when that dice damage gets to me, I feel. Firstly, to the rig. I want to get rid of this stress. Good. Good start. Finally. Oh. This is where the Lotic people are. No. I'm going to the pit head. I'm finding Luz. Oh, rotation. The supervisor waves you through, barely looking at the pass you're in. Ah. Wellspring shaft. And also a canteen for the workers, I'm guessing? Sneak a meal. Using your pass, you can sneak into the canteen and get some food, free food, but you better be careful. Your Lotic pass isn't actually yours, and if they find that out, you won't be able to eat here anymore. I see. Okay. Free food at the cost of a high-end dye. Okay. First things first, search for Luz. Yeah, that's the most important thing right now. Negative outcomes, fine. Okay. I'm sorry, Seraphin, I can't help you. Well, I can, just not in the ways you'd want me to. Let me get some food. Buy a meal. The Cutwater serves slow-cooked tomato and pepper stews. Wow. That sounds amazing. That sounds so much better than, like, sucking grain soup through a straw. That sounds incredible. I could go for, like, a slow-cooked tomato and pepper stew. That sounds excellent. That sounds wonderful. And, you know, it's real food from actual veggies, so... you know, love to see it. Okay, get the low rolls out of the way first. As I was saying. Oh, positive outcome on a 3? Okay. Okay, and that means we have a 5 saved. That was some serious luck. You're heading down to the deepest part of the shaft with a tip-off that Luz is there. The shaft descends toward a sump in the depths of the pit. Here, the air is freezing cold to prevent the ice from melting into globules of floating water. If your breath carried water, you'd be able to see it in the air. But the absence of steam in each exhalation only serves to remind you of your own strangeness. Not that anyone else notices. The workers' heads are low, their eyes fixed on their work, shuttling chunks of ice and tools up and down the shaft. At the end of the nearby tunnels, you see the bright sparks of ice cutting in progress. Slabs hanging in the air in that strange way they do in 0G. Some loose memories of the time before Darkside, before Lane, before Freedom come to your mind. Familiarity of the cold, the sparks, the endless toil. It chills you more than the packed ice on either side of you ever could. You reach the bottom of the shaft, a metal grill marking the terminus. Oh shit, ad break in 1 minute. It squeals as you push open the barred door set into it, and safety lights flicker on, lighting up glittering ice particles all around you in their hard beams. It is as if all the stars are held here, in this cavern. As your eyes adjust, the massive space comes into focus. It seems to have no up or down, just countless dark shafts and terraced pits cut into its side. All around, silhouetted by their work lights, contractors cut and haul and gather. This is where those locked-in workers are being held, caught in a contract clause that permits an endless shift. The atmosphere is grim. At the center of the cavern floats a construction of welded-together habitation units. A heavy twist of cable stretches from this improvised structure past you and up the shaft behind, tethering it to a central power source. On each of the 6 sides of the strange apartment block, a set of struts project outward, bracing the construction against the cavern walls. The block itself is wrapped in insulation clad in protective plates. It glows with small apertures and lights. You approach the nearest entrance. Everything is bitten by rust, by decay. If the bars on the entrance were a clear enough indicator, it is obvious now that this place is a prison. The door scissors open, letting out a blast of warm air. You quickly duck inside and it seals rapidly behind you. The cramped interior passage glows warmly, but its ragged condition keeps it from feeling cozy. You follow the corridor, ducking beneath hanging wires and loose insulation. Yes, Shadow, this prison. This is where you were told you will find Luz, or whatever her real name is. Outbreak should be starting any second now. I don't know what Twitch is doing and it's taking them so long, but yeah, I'm just gonna play through until it pops up. You come out into a communal mess. Counters and food preparation units fitted into the walls. Cushioned stools and couches scattered around. A couple of contractors are stretched out in the space, one of them snoring loudly in the corner, another sipping from a food packet on a stool. There we go. There's our ad break. So, it's my time to have a little bit of a snack, a good sip of water. Let's do some stretches. I have one last honey cookie, I think. Yep, it's one, so I'll finish. Oh man, when those are done right, they're so soft. They're firm, but they're sweet and soft. So good. Stretchy time. Yeah, it's time for me to do a stretch, so. Okay, I held that stretch for a whole last minute. Okay, quick sip of water and we move on. Man, I love water. Okay, I'm gonna reread this. Welcome back, everyone. You come out into a communal mess. Counters and food preparation units fitted into the walls. Cushioned stools and couches scattered around. A couple of contractors are stretched out into space, one of them snoring loudly in the corner, another sipping from a food packet on a stool. Suddenly, a door on the far side opens out to the cavern, letting in a flurry of ice shards that quickly become scattered orbs of water. Sorry. You watch the figure as they glide into the warm light of the interior with their dark hair and bright eyes, and know this is who you're looking for. You meet eyes with hers, and something sparks in that dull and cloying room. It's as if she recognizes you. Sleeper? She looks in a haze, her hair stuck to her forehead with sweat, her eyes still adjusting to the interior. Close? She nods slowly. You see her scan you, taking in your clothes, the way you hold yourself, your face. For a moment you feel exposed, aware of your damaged final skin, your industrial markings, your doll-like features. You feel the familiar sense of being objectified, but also something warmer below it. A recognition of what you are. She blinks, exhales, and shakes her head, realizing she is mistaken. Give me a sec, alright? I just finished cutting 100 cubic meters of ice. I haven't seen you down here before. They just contract you or something? The tension drops, but you get the feeling she isn't quite looking at you. She crosses to a food unit and pulls out a packet, sliding it into a warmer. She thumbs it on. First sleeper I've seen in a long while. She doesn't take her eyes off the slowly warming food. You'll do okay down here. I know you folks are tough and stick with the job. That's good. The rest I can show you once I've eaten. I'm with your brother. My brother? I think you have me confused with someone else. Stop, we need to talk. What are you going on about? You realize that you need to tell her. Seraphin is on Wellspring. The warmer chimes to let her know the food packet is ready, but she doesn't seem to notice. Seraphin? Here? Not here. At the cut. Well, if he trusts you with his name, I guess I should trust you with mine. I'm Tala. Returning character! Again! I had a suspicion because she's like, oh, it's been a while since I last saw a sleeper or whatever. But like, Tala! Yes! I am so sorry for like how things ended up for her. Damn, what the heck? He was... Okay, look. Seeing her in the first game, I really, really, really admired her dedication, right? Even if I sometimes had disagreements with how she did things, I looked up to her a lot. And... man, she deserved better than this. I'm Tala. Now, where's my idiot brother? I'll take you to him. Sorry, this is not what I was expecting on my lunch break. Okay, well, I sure hope you have a plan, Sleeper, because they do not want us locked-in contractors getting out. There's security in the shaft and then again at the pit head. You must have passed through the checkpoint at the entrance, too. I doubt we can bypass all those. Okay, she turns back, grabs her food packet, smiles at you, and shepherds you towards the corridor. You could run a distraction, maybe? Or is Sarah in that already? You're slightly taken aback by her sudden change. We're gonna have to... A blaring alarm sounds inside the habitation module, loud enough to wake the sleeping contractor with a start. You and Tala exchange glances. Surely this can't be for you. Tala rushes down the corridor and tears open the door at the far end, with you following close behind. The ice scatters, glittering in the interior light. The cavern is in chaos. You see dark-suited Lutic security wrestling with contractors lit by flashing red alerts. More contractors are coming in through the door in the grill you entered from, carrying bulky equipment. The equipment is blaring out a voice. Kirk's voice, echoing around the cavern. A look of panic crosses Tala's face.
A general strike is now in effect. All contractors should down tools and hold in place. Extraction will cease until our terms are met.
Kirk's voice distorts and shifts.
We have blockaded all traffic to and from Wellspring. We seek the resignation of the Syndicate's leadership and for a new workers' council to be installed in its place. This cycle, we will shut down the shaft. Any worker not willing to strike should leave now.
There's a screech of noise and the message begins repeating. You watch as the security are pushed back towards the grill, outnumbered by the gathering workers. Tala looks at you for guidance. Now's our chance! Tala looks around the cavern, the red light reflecting in her wide eyes. I need to stay. I won't abandon the others. What about Seraphin? Tell my brother what's happening. Tell him I'm not leaving until all of us are free. She backs away, glancing over her shoulder at the others. You see them gathering their tools and taking them to be locked away in the hab module. I need to see this through, Sleeper. And you need to go. Find Seraphin, do what you can from out there, help us change this place. And with that, she turns and glides off towards the others. You turn and head for the grill as quickly as you can, the way now cleared by the contractors and a handful of Lotic security pushed back up to somewhere near the pit head. As you ascend, other contractors shooting you dark looks as you do, you realize you have to speak with Kirk. Okay, big things going on in the fucking asteroid. You find Kirk at the pit head, directing contractors to barricade the entry points to the mine.
So you took my advice. Good. We're glad to have you as an ally here, Sleeper.
What happens now?
The Syndicate was arrogant. They did not believe we could do this. But we far outnumber them. Their monopoly ends here.
Why do this now?
The Syndicate's monopoly over the Belt's water supply has only been strengthened by the war. If we do not resist their exploitation now, it will be too late.
He leads you a little way away from the contractors.
If you want to free those like Seraphine's sister, I will need your help. We have ships, but not many, and the Syndicate still has tankers in operation. Our blockade is not complete. The debris field between here and the far spindle remains open. We need another tanker to occupy it and dissuade the Syndicate from trying to pass. All of our ships are in use, but your ship and your crew could help us take a tanker and secure the blockade.
You want me to storm a tanker?
This will not be an assault. The tanker, the Headstream, has been held outside Wellspring for many cycles. The crew is tired and sympathetic to our cause. We'll just give them a nudge. Your ship will pose as an in-distress trader trapped inside the debris field. When the Headstream is obliged to rescue, we will board and encourage the crew to take control.
You want inside a mutiny?
Trust me when I say that the captain does not deserve his charge. This is a liberation. Will you do it?
I will.
I knew you would. I'm glad to have you in our cause, Sleeper.
Suddenly, Kirk puts 2 fingers in his mouth and blasts out a shrill whistle. A contractor quickly approaches with a large box, the front marked by screens and dials and the back by loose cables.
You will need this HasNav unit to navigate the debris field. Jens here will install it in your ship. Consider it a gift from our cause to yours.
He nods once more and Jens passes by you, heading for the lift to the docking ring with your new module. I'll provide the Headstream's coordinates. He moves away towards the contractor still working on the checkpoints. And I will wait for your word. You leave the pit head behind, your mind racing. You do not know how you've ended up in the middle of all this, but you know that it'll be up to you to pilot your way out. Sleeper! Seraphine comes up the passage towards you. What's happening? I heard the pit head is being taken over by Kirk's guys. This, you realize, will take a lot of explaining. New contract on map, new local crew available. Oh, this'll be fun. This'll be like fun. Okay, first things first. Stocked up on fuel and supplies, good. Can I burn that 5 somewhere helpful or useful or whatever? Not there. Maybe here? Sure. Oh, hey, money. Cool. That money can go right back into a meal. Okay, I'm all stocked up. Sleep for a night, have another meal, and fuck off. I should have waited another cycle, but you know. I should have waited an extra cycle before buying that meal, but we have enough money. We should have just ran off on the contract. Blah. Let's do this again. Ow. Okay. Food. And shift. Overall, more money made. We're good. And now we fuck off on that contract. The Headstream is holding in the debris field and Syndicate orders. Kirk believes it is the perfect target for a mutiny if you and crew can get on board and inspire one. Requirement, Headstream tanker, payment, dollar released. Hell yeah, let's go. And Bliss is coming with us. Bliss is absolutely coming with us. The more dice we have to do things with and the more skills, the better. Headstream looms large in the cockpit windows as it comes to a stop. I can't believe you talked me into this. This is not a good plan. Convincing Seraphim to take Kirk out to this low-tech freighter wasn't exactly easy, but with the pit head on lockdown, there weren't many other options. There really weren't any other options. Blah. A voice crackles over Seraphim's terminal, loud enough to hear, but quiet enough that you can't pick out what's being said. Sorry about that. What are they saying? They're telling us to prepare for docking. He swallows nervously and turns back to the console.
Good. Keep them talking.
You look behind you to see Kirk floating by the doorway. Seraphim flicks the comm switch and begins speaking to the low-tech ship, thanking them for responding to the distress signal, trying his best to play the part of the nervous trader suffering an engine failure in the debris field. Kirk jerks his head for you to follow him into the corridor, and you unclip from your seat and float out behind him.
If it's okay with you, I'm going to play the captain on this one.
His flat stare suggests he isn't asking for permission. Fine by me.
I appreciate it. Let me tell you how this is going to go.
He starts moving down towards the airlock and you follow as he talks.
The headstream has been holding here cycle after cycle while Wellspring tried to quash our little rebellion. Now the blockade is in effect, well, they'll still know they have to hold out for longer still, while the messages from low-tech operations get less and less frequent.
He stops by the lockers, swapping his low-tech uniform for an old flight jacket.
This is a ship full of tired, unhappy, underpaid, and underfed workers. We just have to nudge their anger in the right direction.
There's a hiss as the airlock cycles. Low-tech are coming aboard. Kirk catches your eye and gives you a wink. The airlock doors scissor open, revealing a drained-looking low-tech captain flanked by security officers.
Lambert, captain of the headstream.
He presents himself immediately, but with little enthusiasm.
We've been in communication with your pilot and are docking as requested to provide support.
He looks between you and Kirk, his eyes lingering on you a little too long, no doubt taking in the strange vinyl skin, dark glowing eyes, and a doll-like face on your frame. He directs his attention to Kirk.
How fares your crew? Thank you, Captain.
You notice the immediate change in Kirk, his deflated posture and softer speech.
We are surviving as best we can, but now that you've come to our rescue, we are very grateful indeed.
Lambert limply shakes Kirk's hand.
Not to worry. The low-tech Syndicate takes its stewardship of Wellspring and the surrounding environs seriously. It is our duty to offer aid to traders and travelers alike. I'm afraid we don't have much to offer by way of supplies. Our stores have been depleted by our long posting here. But your crew is free to enter our ship and make use of its facilities while you make your repairs.
I'm trying to play like a really flat monotone voice for him. I don't know if it's fitting, but yeah. Kirk continues playing the submissive captain. Okay, earlier jerking the stick, now the submissive captain, sure. Nodding enthusiastically and uttering a stream of thank yous. You feel like he's pushing it a little, though Lambert only seems to be paying the minimum of attention to him. Suddenly, he turns a sharp eye to you.
Your pilot didn't mention he had a sleeper aboard.
What of it? Lambert flinches almost imperceptibly when you respond.
Nothing at all, just observing. I don't suppose you have any other surprises tucked away in here? Oh, not at all. Apologies. Our sleeper is a hard worker and a quiet one too. Perhaps if your ship is in need of maintenance, you can borrow them for a few cycles?
Lambert eyes you more brazenly now, taking Kirk's lead as permission to indulge his curiosity.
Yes, perhaps it could be of use to us.
It, you fucker? Okay. Noted. Me wanna hit the NB with the its pronouns. Disgusting. Unless they use those, but you know what I mean. Kirk smiles.
I will send them to speak with your crew. I'm sure they can direct the sleeper to appropriate tasks.
Oh, they'd love that.
They're a work-shy bunch, this lot. I'm sure they'd be eager for a slave.
The shit pipeline strikes again. That's enough. As you go to speak, Kirk's arm falls across your shoulders, knocking the words out of you.
We are happy to serve. After all, we owe you our safety.
Very good. Tell your crew they are free to cross the docking tunnel then. But remind them that no funny business will be tolerated. I have matters to attend to. See you later, Captain. And with that, Lambert heads back down the tunnel, still flanked by his 2 silent security officers. Kirk waits until he's out of sight to turn to you.
What was that, Sleeper? We're supposed to be agreeable.
Kirk shakes his head, whispering with real anger.
We've got to eat shit right now so we can bring him down later. Think before you speak.
Fine. I'll hold my tongue.
You better. Otherwise this dickhead won't hesitate to cut us loose in the debris field. Trust me.
He squeezes your shoulder.
Shall we go meet this crew? See what their opinions are on Lotek's administration? With a captain like that, I doubt they'll be very positive.
Lotek stressed security lockdown, starting at the first fuck up. Criticize contracts, sabotage engines, okay. Wait, what are those? Those are engineer and engage respectively. Cool. Nav control. Debate wellspring. Uh-huh. Which is intuitive. Interface. Celestial, welcome in! Holy shit, welcome in everyone! It's been so long, I barely remembered your fucking username. I'm so sorry. Hi! What have you been up to? What are you guys doing? Hold on, let me give you a shouty. There we go. Walrus. Yeah. I remember just because the celestial part's still here. It's so good to see you again. Welcome in, everybody. Rate message or something like that. Hell yeah. Star fam, yeah? Welcome in. Loved watching your streams. Cloudpunk. That's how long it's been. It's been since Cloudpunk, hasn't it? Holy. Nah, I mean, you showed up once, not even once or twice. You showed up a few times since, but wow, it has been since Cloudpunk. Wow. I think I got the DLC for that, so I might try it again. The new introduction thing is here again? Yeah, I saw it on my laptop site. It was like new introduction and a colon, and I don't know what that is about. But welcome in, everybody. I hope you had an amazing time with Celestial. Hi. For those of you who don't know me, hello, my name's Del. I'm a Netrunner Vtuber. We do a lot of variety stuff around here. Mostly like games with storylines like this one, you know, with like the nicely written narrative prioritized stuff. But also like racing games, roguelikes, and whatever else the fuck comes up to my mind for the week. Like we've gone as far as like Metal Hellsinger and all that other shit too. So you'll see a lot of all sorts of unsorted different stuff here, but I do hope you enjoy it. Yep. Been seeing the new introduction thing in so many places. It's something that Twitch is making, but I don't know what, and I don't think they've said anything about it. So it might be like a feature that someone just accidentally put up or something. Navigator support, okay. And engineer support. And then operation support, but then the mutiny thing is its own, I see. Well, thank you so much for saving the frequency. Thank you for sticking around, it's good to see. I saw there was an interface check, which I am skilled at, even though nobody else in the crew is. So I'm gonna get the 2 guaranteed successes here. Oh, okay. Getting the support of each crew is gonna put a pip in the mutiny clock, I see. I feel like we aren't supposed to see it. We're probably not. I've got you up. We'll be back in a bit. No rush. Thank you so much for bringing everybody over. I do hope your stream was awesome. I hope you had a lovely, lovely time. Do I follow you on here? Please tell me I do. Native Twitch user. Ah, fuck, I don't. Okay, that has been fixed now. There you go. Hell yeah. Okay, these are all bad rolls. Now might be the time to push. Yeah, that's better. That's better, that's better, that's better. Shit, new crisis location active? Where? That was stress 1. The Hestream crew has started sending updates on growing tensions to Wellspring. This is trouble. Oh shit, you have a neutral to engineering. Fuck, okay. Okay. You're not even a neutral, you have a -2. It was awesome because it was there and I'm awesome. I love that energy. Positive outcome on a 4, Kirk, you beast. Hey, can you do it on a 3 though? Neutral, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Not as awesome as me. Oh, is it a competition now? Okay, please work, please work. Come on, we have enough, we can do this. We can do this. Fuck. Come on. Yes. Bombs go dead. You hope you won't need them later. Okay. That was a rough start to the cycle. Or to the whole contract, rather. But you know what? We're fine for now. Shouldn't have pushed, because now I'm probably gonna take dice damage, but... Blah. As our supplies go down, we can use, like, any guaranteed successes we get on the mushrooms to bring them back up. Long term, this will work out nicely for us. I've decided that I won't even continue because Logangsta knows that I'm actually more... There's a very specific vibe between you two and I dig it. Okay. Falsified data, that's me. That's where I come in. Fuck. Negative outcome? On like a 4? Damn. Okay. We're doing fine on the navigator support bit. This can very easily be failed. This can very easily be failed. I need to be careful. Need to be more careful. Hello. Hey, welcome in, Laxatives. Banger username. Banger username. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you had a great time with Celestial. Debate Wellspring. We can put a crit success on here. One at a time, you know? One thing at a time. Nice and controlled. We can make the nav people like us. And then for the things that we're not too sure about, we can use them for other stuff, if possible. For the land down under, so you know I'm more down under than you. Oh boy, we have Australian rep here. Fucking love it. Welcome in, welcome in. I apologize for the fucky time zones. Or time zone difference. Isn't it like nearly midnight for you, Pilatus? Okay, good. Oh, New Zealand! Even cooler. Wait, that makes the time zone difference worse, doesn't it? Isn't that like +1 hour? It's past midnight. Yeah, I figured it would be. Don't stay up too long, yeah? Well, I'm not your mom, but still. All I'm trying to say is be nice to yourself. Okay, play it safe. I'd rather run out of I'd rather like run low on supplies. 234. And then low gangs is Australian. Oh, that's where the joking beep's coming from. I see, I see. Can't reduce stress whilst on a contract, so... and my stress is already kind of high. I'm getting shitty rolls. Lost a dice slot. Phenomenal. Okay. Turn that 4 into a 5, so there's no way of a negative outcome. Nice. We have the navs. We have the navigators with us. I have a -2 on that. I have a neutral on this one. So that crit success is gonna come in handy. Bliss has a -2 on both. Bliss, we really need to train you on some skills. Been awake for 24 hours now. I tried to go to sleep, but Celestial wouldn't let me. He told me I had to watch the stream. Marked Panda, I am telling you the opposite. Please do yourself the favor and get some rest. I am so sorry that Celestial treated you like that. Oh, well, again, I am also not your mom either, but you know. Kirk gets a neutral. Rather put it on the risky. Nice. I want to avoid using 1s and 2s. How does look after yourself translate to stay awake for 24 hours? American English is something. American English is not real. It can't hurt me. Positive outcome on a 3. Gaming. Aussies, am I right? Does Bliss have a neutral anywhere? Yes, they do. That was pretty fun. Good job, Bliss. Good job. I'm giving you a 4 on this one as well. English traditional versus English simplified. Real. Crisis location. Distress beacon. That's my job. I know, Kirk, I know. But you got a neutral. Okay. +1 stress per cycle. That's fine. That's fine. After this, we can play very nice and careful and we'll be fine. Boo, color. Color. Your radio and your Discord is sick. Oh, thank you. It's like, it actually fucking works now. That's the part I'm happiest about. It doesn't crash my home server anymore. It no longer crashes the machine it's on. You listen to... Of course I listen to Gunship. Boom, distress beacon down. Let's fucking go. This is why I play Operator. Okay, this is why I play Operator, genuinely. I love playing this class. It's so fun. Yeah, Bliss can't help here, but Kirk can. Favorite band? They are so good. Gunship are genuinely great. Okay. Odds are slowly turning in our favor as long as we continue to play kinda safely. Neutral outcome at stress. Shit. Okay. Even slower then. Even slower. Nicer and slower. We can play on 6s here and on there, on like 5s and 6s only. That'll be fine if we have to do that. These are not gonna get me a positive outcome, which is not gonna get us supplies, which is not gonna get us anything. So, call it a cycle. Call it a cycle. Stress is not increasing over time right now, which is good. We are 1 tick away from a security lockdown. Oh, we are eating shit with this one. I don't have an interface check. This is risky, not dangerous, so the neutral outcome should be fine. It is. Good. Okay. Ops is with us. Oh, okay. No, I'm gonna... Actually, yeah, no. A 3 and a risky is fine. I think. Yes, okay. That was a risk, but again, call it a cycle. We're being careful here. We're taking it slow. We're being reasonable and managed and controlled, and I've lost another dice slot. Fuck! Shit! We're almost there. Positive outcome on the engine sabotage. Okay. Positive outcome on criticizing contracts. And positive outcome on the engine sabotage. Everyone's with us. Whew, that was sloppy. Early on, that was sloppy. But pulling it back together got us where we needed to be. Kirk rushes into the bay you're crossing. By the way, don't be surprised if my voice changes a lot. I voice act the characters as well as I can. Kirk rushes into the bay you're crossing.
It's all kicking off, Sleeper. Lambert's lost control.
He guides you through the Headstream, a ship you've become surprisingly familiar with over the past few cycles. Perhaps it is the influence of getting to know the crew and their complaints around Lambert and the Syndicate, but its twisting corridors, thick pipes, and cold metal have taken on an oppressive feel, cycle by cycle, hour by hour. Now, as the shouts of conflict echo down the corridor ahead, where a room glows with the warm light of the galley, you feel that oppressive pall being scraped away, replaced with some new and exciting quality.
Enough!
Lambert's shout echoes like a shot as you enter the crowded galley. From what you can tell, more than half the crew have crowded into the space and are clumped around, some perched on the side units.
I order you to return to your stations.
He floats slightly above the crowd, his hands held up in a gesture of futile calming or nervous surrender. You see him glance over his shoulder and, tracing his view, security officers tensely gathered at the back of the room. You turn to Kirk, ready to indicate the mass security, but you're met with a wide smile that makes you pause.
Just wait.
Kirk winks, and you turn to see security moving through the crowd.
If you will not retreat willingly, I will have no other choice than to use force.
His voice breaks with anger.
Disperse!
You watch as the guards form up behind Lambert, and then one moves forward and grabs him, forcing his arm behind his back. The act is met with a raucous cheer from the assembled crew and a yelp from Lambert himself. He's forced through the crowd who pods and jay, heading directly for the corridor from which you entered. When Lambert is close, Kirk nods to the security officer holding him and they stop. Lambert looks up in confusion and stares directly into Kirk's grin. Okay.
You are officially removed from duty as captain of the Headstream on the authority of the Wellspring Workers Alliance. This is done with the authority of a majority ballot of your crew.
Workers Alliance? You have no authority. You're pirates. There will be consequences.
On that we agree.
Kirk nods to the security officers and they wrench a struggling Lambert from the room. Kirk watches Lambert go, determination set on his heavy brow. What'll happen to him?
Lambert can enjoy the hospitality of his own brig. We have a celebration to muster.
The galley erupts in liberated joy, and soon drinks and food are passed around. Did you voice? Yeah, I do, that's me. I can bring my resonance really fucking low. The galley erupts in liberated joy, and soon drinks and food are passed around from a stash Lambert had been asking the quartermaster to keep back for his own use. You settle on a counter and look on as the crew celebrates. You watch as Kirk moves effortlessly through the room, giving and receiving thanks in equal measure. Despite his intimidating appearance, you see him in something softer. You see in him, reading too quickly. Excellent, thank you. Thank you. It's, I've been training my voice for a while, and I'm glad to actually be able to do this. It's more fun this way for me. You see in him something softer coming to the surface, something reserved for those he has struggled alongside. Fresh allies are old friends to him. After the celebrations have died down and the crew have retreated to make plans for supporting the blockade, holding on to what they have, Kirk approaches you.
Not toasting the victory.
He offers you a transparent bag of ship-brand moonshine. To the crew of the Headstream.
To our comrades. I think it's time to return to Wellspring.
He looks off towards the last crew members leaving the room.
We've done our job.
Say the word.
I'm just the pretend captain. That ship out there is yours to command and everyone knows it.
You suddenly notice how exhausted Kirk looks, his eyes dark and hooded. He looks down towards the scuffed floor. You did well here.
We certainly stirred something up. I don't want to overthink it. Lambert is right, retaliation will come.
He looks around the room.
I hope they will be ready when it does. The struggle goes on.
He pushes off from the counter and heads towards the docking bridge. You take a moment before you follow, your mind drifting to the crew and the struggle they have ahead. As you do, a small and perhaps unfair part of you thinks, well, that's life in the belt. That was a little too close, okay? That was a little too close. That was way too close. Fucking hell. First things first. Shit, okay. Fine, be like that. Negative outcome on a 4, sure. Positive outcome on a 4, that's more like it. And Bliss, you take the last one. Blah, it's okay. We're not gaining any stress, so... we're done, I'm pretty sure. Nothing else to do around the ship, so time to leave. Okay, successful contract, successful contract. I'm gonna need to fix up the dice damage, but we can buy components here, so that should be fine. The cut thrums with tension. The steaming city and its brash inhabitants have quietened. Not to silence, but to a low rumble of conversation. The blockade is holding, the syndicate is waning, and everywhere there are plans to be made. Hugh and Seraphin float idly in Chasm Row, many stories deep in this wound in Wellspring's side. Waiting on Kirk, not far from the place you met. A meeting Seraphin still has lingering bruises from. Kirk is inside somewhere, and like every other low-tech contractor, he is making plans. Even before you arrived back in Wellspring, he had hijacked the Rink's transmitter to speak with his fellow conspirators and make arrangements for his arrival. Watching Kirk's plot unfold made you realize that, despite your involvement, in the end you're just a subsidiary part of this struggle. A chaotic outside actor, with effect, but no real influence. Now, waiting for Kirk's return, you feel a little solace in that. You aren't ready to be dragged into another struggle. Not yet. You still have your freedom to win, and looking at Seraphin next to you, you know that he does too.
Alright, we're on.
Kirk comes out of a passage nearby, nodding to the two of you to follow. He leads you both into the Rhyme Market passageways, this time not to the steaming market hall that lies beneath the deepest streets, but to a cramped room, walled with pipes and rusted panels.
Just a little longer. Hold here.
He exchanges a serious look with you before pushing off and gliding back out of the room. You watch Kirk go, your relationship having settled into a quiet and mutual respect. His eyes are on bigger things now, workers' councils and contract negotiations, and you know that. Perhaps, one cycle ahead, you'll find a moment to drink together once again and discuss everything that has happened. For now, Kirk has other things on his mind. Seraphin settles again. You shoot him a look, but his focus is elsewhere, his eyes glazed over. You fold your arms and wait. Sarah? Tala enters so quietly that, in the dim room, you barely notice her. She shoots you a look and a smile as she enters. Thank you, she mouths, silently, and then turns her attention to her brother. Tala. Seraphin says her name like a sigh, like an exhale. He is shaking his head, his eyes already shining with uncontrollable emotion. She rushes around the room, flying into Seraphin at speed. They embrace, softly spinning in the dust and dark, their fingers dug into each other's backs. They separate, a couple of pristine spheres of briny tears spinning away through the air as they do. You're safe. He nods, taking a breath. I'm safe. He smiles reassuringly, settling him. And in this settling, this gesture of care, you see a whole network of signs and secrets. Tala is the calm to Seraphin's storm, the big sister who eases his heart. I mean, a lot of the characters in this game are definitely considerable, I'll give you that. She looks him up and down. You have grown so big, Sarah. You've grown up. She tries to make it sound approving rather than patronizing. You're just the same, sister. Calling me big, but making me feel small. Okay. Look, if you'd seen... Okay, Tala's a returning character from the first game. If you'd seen her in the first game, you would have known what I meant. Okay? Believe me. Believe you me. The moment the statement leaves his lips, you feel a chill in the room, and you aren't sure if he meant it. Tala flinches a little, hurt but not wanting to show it. I came to find you. I needed to find you. Seraphim looks torn, and you see in him something you've come to recognize. The slow and careful raising of his defenses.
Why now? It's been a long time, Tala. Mom and Dad finally decide they want me to come home.
Sarah, after you left, they're gone. I thought you would have. It's been a long time.
It has.
The Seraphim sets his face into a stern look of control, but you know he is raging inside. And in this moment, you feel closer to him than you've felt in a while. Tala folds her arms, trying to regain a little control of the exchange. It's good to see you, Sarah. So good. You know what is coming, and you see Seraphim brace for it too. But I can't leave with you. He looks pained. This isn't easy for her either. Seraphim can only nod, a dulling acceptance washing over him. I wanted to find you, and I have. And I can see that you are strong and well, and you have your life here. But the people here, the other contractors, they were the ones who found me. Who've kept me going since I ended up here, desperate and alone. It's not that I owe them. It's that they are my family too. I know you understand this. We all find our families out here. Seraphim smiles a rare smile, his eyes wet.
We do, sister.
He embraces her again. They separate, and Tala turns her attention to you. I know you will take care of my brother, Sleeper. I saw it in your eyes when you came to the pit head. I can see you're building something of value on that ship of yours. I hope so. She nods and takes her hand away. She folds her arms again, her sense of control returning. There is a wisdom and experience to Tala that brings a certain calm to you, and you feel that now. Will you two be staying here for a while, or...?
Not long. We have our own freedom to find.
Just be aware, you're free to pass the blockade, but after that... Wellspring is going to be locked down for a little while, at least until Kirk can establish his council. Next time you come, this will be a very different place. Hearing Tala say this, you suddenly see the authority in her, and realize that one of those council seats may well have her name on it. You look between the two of them and realize they have years to catch up on, and they'd probably rather do that without you watching. You nod to them and slip out of the room, a lilting conversation starting up the moment you leave. As you follow the twisting corridors back up to the chasm row, you smile to yourself at the thought of Tala and Seraphim reunited at last. You hope this whole adventure will make Seraphim a little less moody, even though you know, deep down, it'll probably make him worse. Later in the cycle, Seraphim quietly comes back to the rig. He immediately settles himself in the cockpit and starts running diagnostics on the engines. He looks up as you enter and shoots you a smile.
Good to see you up here, Sleeper. I'm getting her ready to head out.
How are you doing?
I'm good, Sleeper. Really good. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you bringing us all the way out here. I won't forget it.
Will Tala be okay?
She's found a place here, and I'm really happy for her. She always was the responsible one, and I was always the one running away. I guess some things never change.
Seraphim quietly watches the diagnostics complete, a subtle smile on his lips.
One thing is for sure. We've been here too long, and we've been seen by too many people. Offspring may be far out of Vtuber territory, but I'm sure Lane will find a way to reach his nasty claws out here, given enough time. Let's not give him the chance.
Hey guys. Liss's voice echoes up the passage into the cockpit. They lean in the door, Looking between the two of you. 2 contractors just dumped a load of fuel outside our ship. Said it was a gift. You and Seraphin look at each other.
Gotta be Kirk. It's either a thank you or his way of telling us to get going.
He kicks off and glides out of the cockpit. Hey, so... Well, you two have been busy, so have I. Been looking at the rig's drive, and I reckon it's due an upgrade. We'll need engine components, quite a few, so keep an eye out. Shipyards tend to be a good place to look. I'm so glad I didn't sell those now. Thanks, Bliss. Anytime. Better go help Seraphin with that fuel. As Bliss leaves the cockpit, you find yourself lost in thought, considering your next step while the icy expanse of Wellspring glitters below. Okay, you're free to leave Wellspring. You now have a HazNav unit installed and can freely travel through debris fields on the belt map. Oh, good, we can go through debris fields. That actually makes life a lot easier. The hunt is not progressing here, which is interesting. Okay, firstly, do this. Secondly, I'm pretty sure that fixing with rare components gives me half a glitch bar, so like 3 pips. And since I have to do 2 bits of dice damage, I might as well do this with the cheap components anyway. There you go. So let's fix myself up. For 1. Oh! Actually just these. Yeah, okay, sick actually. That... Is it 3? It's 1! Okay, that is actually immensely better. That is immensely better. I take back what I said. Cool. Cool. That is actually a significant improvement. We're gonna have 2 dice slots back next cycle. Okay, that makes life easier. That makes life easier. I'm keeping the cheap components because they're gonna be useful. But you know, I'd rather have 2 glitch dice rather than 6 if I can do something about it. Okay. And we call it a cycle and probably deal with our first glitch die. Yep, there it is. There's the glitch die. Oh, that's not an issue. Firstly, I'm gonna burn it here. I'm gonna burn it harvesting mushrooms. Because that's the worst that could happen, yeah. And then with this, we get 2 pips of supplies, which I'm happy with. Black says all you streamers are losers. Okay. So, I mean, I've heard that before. By people who are not part of this space. So, it's like, you know. Actually, you know what? This is actually a good topic to open a conversation about. Because, okay, let's talk about this, okay? I can understand that there is a very small subset of people that do this sort of thing because they quote-unquote have nothing better to do. Quote-unquote, right? In the loosest of ways. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean anything about them. And even if it does, that's none of my fucking business. Right? However, and hear me out on this, and feel free to yell at me if you think I'm wrong. Because I probably will be. I am wrong a lot. But, does it really matter why someone's doing something if it's not causing any harm? But that's just my opinion on it, right? But if we want to talk about like the greater space, there's kind of like, this is the same thing that people used to say about people who play video games or about people who read comics and so on and so forth. You know, the further back you go, the more, whatever the newfangled thing of the time is, even if it's not actually that newfangled, there's always some people, usually from a part of the population that has no interest in said thing, that just decides to stick a tag of negativity onto that thing because they either don't get it or just don't care to get it, which is fair. I don't blame them. Because there's a lot of things that I don't care to get into, right? They just stick a negative tag into it and they go, yeah, whoever does this thing is a loser. Why? Because I personally think it's stupid. Okay, but like, whatever. You know? It's like, I'm not gonna tell you that you're wrong. Because talk about it these days is loaded. It's just something I have my stupid opinions about, you know? It's not that big of a deal. It used to be much more common than it is nowadays. Even if you go but like as little as 10 years ago, like if you go as back as 2015, holy fuck, 2015 was 10 years ago. If you go as far back as like 2015, there were way more people of the opinion of like, if you play video games, you're a hopeless loser. Even if all you did was like do this for like a couple hours a week, right? You play a game like this, or like fucking Nier Automata or whatever. Yeah, there used to be so many more, right? And then as time went on, people started realizing, oh, this isn't actually that big of a deal. You can just do whatever, you know? And that's kind of nice. I appreciate the fact that, like, in small ways, from one topic to another, we are slowly moving towards a more, like, live and let live type view on things. Again, that idea of, like, I'm not gonna tell someone that they're wrong about me if they clearly don't care to find out about it. Right? Because I'm wasting their time if I do that, and I'm wasting my time as well. So nobody's gaining anything. So my answer to anyone who thinks that, like, I'm just taking that random example that I mentioned, like, if you do X thing, you're a loser, is cool, stay away from it. That's what I do. You know? That's all I do. Shit, engine components, right. Not sure where we're gonna find those. No, the pithead's still not a space or anything. I don't think we can buy them here. Loser flag? Real. I respect it. I respect that deeply. Okay. You know what? Not much to do with these dice. I'm just gonna buy a meal and, like, work a couple shifts at the stupid bar. Ouch. Negative outcome kind of stings. Yeah, it's like, again, if there's something that just, like, makes you happy and doesn't harm anyone, especially yourself, but generally anyone, you do it. Just do the thing, you know? Yeah, we have a nut break in 1 minute, so remember, mute the tab, avoid the ads, have a snack, have some water, all that good shit, okay? That's what the bot's here to remind you as well. Yeah, the whole point of doing it this way is that, like, we have the fewest possible ad breaks and they're the easiest possible to dodge without missing out on anything. Whenever there's an ad break going, I stop whatever I'm doing and I take a break myself, so you're not missing out on anything. And as far as that's within my control, you won't. Source supplies, just in case we get some for free. Beer run? Hell yeah! That's what I like to hear. And we did get supplies, and I also got a glitch die, so... Oh, you know what? There's a small chance this becomes nothing, or a high chance this takes energy. Blah. Okay. We can fix that, Use one of our supplies to cook up a meal, and then go back into the cargo bay and get more supplies with the guaranteed success. Boom. I heckin' love having mushrooms on the ship. It's like we're not losing anything. We can just live here. I realize now we can just live here. Like, the pay isn't good, but I can make more than a meal's worth in a cycle. And I've got 4 cycles to do so. We can just live here. There's no pressure at this point because the hunt clock isn't ticking unless it's doing so in the background. There's nothing else this way, but we could make it to the Flotsam because we do have to go there. Holmes Rock. Utsubo territory, right? That's the place we fled. There's the green belt, there's the hollow. Okay, that's running, so I'm not gonna worry about any of it right now. I am also taking my little break. What's everybody having for snacks if you haven't gotten ads yet? Because I finished my, like, honey cookies, but I do have some chocolate brownie cookies as well. I'm having one of those. And really good. Oh. Thank you. Why am I on 6 hearts? That's weird. Let me fix that. I don't know why I'm on 6 hearts instead of 5 without a health boost. Oh no. Oh, that was a little too slow. Tiny bit too slow. But it's fine. It's fine. There. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna... Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, I have a health bar. That's fine. That's how it was supposed to be. Ow. Okay. You redeemed a care package, so I'm doubling up on that. Another little thing. And I'm gonna extend my stretches a bit. Fucking astigmatism redeem. Vtuber. Oh no. Is that one of your jump keys in Celeste, Valen? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna temporarily set myself back to the correct health, or to max health, save the scene, and then reduce myself back to the health that I was in. That's over? Hell yeah, welcome back. I'm taking a sip of water and we can go back in. Okay. Oh, you can barely... You can barely see the eye color change. You can barely see it because of the blur. But it's okay. Well, that should be ads done. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, I increased the duration of everything. Let me very quickly check how long the eye color goes for. Actually, just to make sure that I'm getting it right. There. It says 60 seconds on the... I haven't updated the redeems on the Twitch site, yeah. I forgot. But I increased the duration of all the cosmetic stuff because it just felt like it doesn't last long enough for how many points you have to burn to do it. Okay. We can go straight to Flotsam, which is good. And then back to the far spindle if we need. Or just straight to far spindle. But, blah, I think we have new stuff to look at in Flotsam. Fine attack in Flotsam, there's one. Gaia's Guard, is it far spindle? Like, I don't think I can change the redeem descriptions. You can't, I don't think. But I'll fix them up after stream, don't worry. Oh yeah, and then the scatter yards are down that way. So we're best off going directly to Flotsam, refueling there, progressing what we can progress, and then maybe hopping between Flotsam and far spindle, but we'll see. We have the house map now, so we're fine. The rig glides safely through a debris cloud, the cockpit empty apart from you and Seraphin. So, Sleeper, I've been thinking. I'm sick of running. Me too.
I mean, even if we want to keep going the way we've run out of belt. Beyond Wellspring, it's mostly rocks and emaciated scavengers, and well, I'm a city boy at heart. But not only that.
He meets your eye.
We've been building something here, Sleeper. Crew, the ship. Hell, we just got this hazmat suite for free.
He thumps the new unit on top of his flight console.
What I'm asking is this. How do you feel about taking Lane on?
Tell me more.
You've seen what's happening in Wellspring, what Tal is doing. Kirk is a fool, but he's onto something. Get on the inside, organize, undermine. That I can get on board with.
I like the sound of that.
I bet you do.
The Seraphim smiles. He's enjoying this.
Just think about it, Sleeper. We find a way back in the dark side quietly. We make some connections, we start something running. It'd be one hell of a thing. It's bar ruthless. The way they run Darkseid, there's gotta be plenty of people fed up with them. And they've gotten worse under Lane. Worse since they pushed the other gangs out.
You smile and shake your head at how fast Seraphim can bounce back when he wants to. And as you do, you can't help but consider his plan.
Look, maybe it's crazy, but we need a safe harbor either way. I've got a connection to the scatter yards. He'll tuck us away, keep us quiet from everyone.
You see Seraphim has his coin in his hand and is turning it over between his fingers as he speaks.
If we want, maybe he can help us get into Darkseid. But even if we don't, it's a good place to rest up and make a plan.
He turns back to the controls to deal with a rapid beat from the new HasNav unit. The scatter yards. You've heard of them. They have a reputation as a fiercely independent set of shipyards just starward of Darkseid. A hiding place right under Lane's nose.
However,
he looks at you with concern.
Before we try anything drastic, we need to get that body of yours looked at. Stop stalling. Get a diagnostic run on your frame.
His expression softens.
We're here to back you up.
He turns his focus back to piloting the ship. As you watch debris flit past the ship, you turn your focus to what's ahead. Okay.
I saw it.
Seraphim comes charging into the bunks. I actually saw it. He's wild-eyed and his breath is ragged. Are you okay? Seraphim takes a moment to catch his breath, suddenly aware of how frantic he sounds. He squints at you.
Have you noticed if supplies have been going missing every so often when we travel?
I have. Oh god, is it a rat? Is it actually just a fucking rat? You suddenly recall the mysterious mess that was left behind in supply storage. Seraphim sees the flicker of recognition in your eyes.
So, after it happened a couple of times, I decided to keep an eye on our supply store. You know, check it from time to time. And just this cycle, I drifted down there really quiet, and whoosh! Something flew past me, knocked me right into the wall.
Did you get a look at it?
It didn't hang around, but it was definitely some kind of creature.
We have a bird on the ship, not a rat. A bird. Is there really a creature loose on the ship? You look around the berth, suddenly aware that something could be hiding nearby. Tucked into the vents, perhaps?
We know this thing likes supplies, right? So, we lock them down tighter, keep it out. That way it'll get desperate. And then, it'll make a mistake.
What are you talking about? I can hear you all the way in the workshop. Seraphim saw the supply thief! Bliss looks between the two of you with a raised eyebrow.
From the way you're talking, I'm assuming it's not human. It's something small and dark, something fast. We're going to lock up with the supplies to drive it out.
Oi, hi! What's going on? Bliss looks at did you get your beer? Bliss looks at Seraphim. If it's an animal, we don't want to make it any more scared and desperate than it really is. How about we lock up the supplies, but leave some out in a special place? Try to bait it. Yeah? Awesome, enjoy.
And then grab it.
Seraphim mimes the act.
No.
We show it that it has nothing to fear. We tame it.
It didn't seem very tameable. Plus, we've already wasted enough supplies on this thing. You want to give it more?
Seraphim turns to you.
What do you think, Sleeper?
You look between the two of them, still processing the strange situation you find yourself in. It's probably a bird. I want to see what this is. Let's try to tame it.
What a waste.
Alright. You'll have to come down to the supply store every few cycles and put out some more food. That way we won't get desperate and do anything dangerous.
And I'll lock the supplies up tight. It won't get into them anymore.
The plan set. Bliss and Seraphim leave the berth, heading in separate directions. You watch them go. It seems your ship has a stowaway. Question is, how will you deal with it? Blah. Systems, calm down. Blah. It's hard to tell where Flotsam ends and the ship's parked at as many docking bridges begin. As Seraphim docks with the station, you realize that the rig now looks like just another piece of accumulated technology. One more bit of driftwood added to the raft.
I love this place.
Seraphim smiles as he shuts down the engines.
You never know what you'll find.
You've been here before?
Yeah, back when I first came to the Belt. The crew I signed on with used to run salvage jobs out of here. Fun place to spend your wages.
You see Bliss eyeing the station with what looks like both horror and fascination. Oh, give me 1 second, I need to clear my throat. Chocolate kind of gets stuck in your vocal cords, you know? You see Bliss eyeing the station with what looks like both horror and fascination. You see the seals? They point out like some twisted assemblage of ship parts. Total cowboy welds. They could pop any moment. Seraphim waves away their concerns.
Oh, that's just the outer layer. I heard there's like 6 or 7 in all, so if one fails, it's no problem.
He stretches and turns to you.
You've got to taste some of the stuff they grow in the old Takahe. That's the good shit.
Oh, great. So many layers of redundancy and fallbacks that you have no hope of isolating a leak and fixing it. They're up on the wall of the rig. This sounds like a ship I know. They smile as you join in with a joke, but Seraphim doesn't look impressed.
She got you out here, didn't she? She got you out here, didn't she? No sense of gratitude.
I was joking. Bliss looks a little hurt and drifts out of the cockpit, shaking their head. You go to follow, but Seraphim puts a hand on your shoulder.
Sleeper? Remember what I said about getting checked out? There are artificers all over this place. It'll take a bit of searching, but we need to know what's going on with you.
That's why we're here.
Good. Let me know what they say. I'm gonna go see if any of my old haunts are still open.
He drifts out of the cockpit with a mock salute. I'll catch you later. You're left alone in the cockpit with a view of Flotsam's chaotic structure. You look over the multicolored plating. It does, you admit, have a certain charm. It's you. A familiar voice echoes down the tunnel behind you. You turn in the passage to see Femi towering over you. Hi. He shakes his head.
This just keeps getting better.
Been a while, Femi.
Yeah, I guess. Remember Nia, the sister of mine you got all excited about a job you never took her on? Well, she's found someone who will take her.
You can see... Okay, look, in my defense, I couldn't actually take her. Like, the game genuinely just didn't fucking let me. You can see anger burning in Femi's eyes, but there's a tiredness there too. He folds his arms across his broad chest.
Symbol crash has been in repair since we got out of Hexport, caught up in that whole mess. So then, stuck here, she gets bored and decides to sign up with another crew, take a job. I said no, and she went anyway.
What happened at Hexport?
No idea. There was some kind of alert, but we were already on our way out. Didn't give it much thought, and the whole place went up. Been at the scatter yards ever since. Until we came here, that is. Symbol crash can't leave right now. I'm halfway through rewiring the damn thing. Something else Nia was supposed to do. I asked around. Turns out Nia signed on with some idiots heading out to Cutter's End.
Femi says the name with an emphasis you can't place.
They are as green as you, meaning they have no idea what they're doing going out to a place like that. So, you...
Femi jabs your chest with a finger.
Are gonna take me out there to get her. I'll show you the way.
Okay, we can do that.
Taking some responsibility. That's what I like to see. Look, I know how these things go. I've got chits, I can pay. Can't pay for the parts the simple crash needs when no one sells them anyway. 250 cryo, no bargaining. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to get the simple crash ready to make the run herself, but the shape she's in, it's not the best idea to head out there alone.
You suddenly see the desperation in his eyes. He would risk everything for Nia.
I'll be waiting. We need to head out soon. Don't test my patience.
Femi kicks off, and every time I do like a low voice, I have to fucking reset my throat because it takes effort. Blah. Femi kicks off and glides back along the passage towards his ship.
Don't even think about skipping out of Flotsam without me. Then we're really done.
Okay, firstly, Femi seems ready to take a crippled ship out to Cutter's End, only you can save him from himself, okay. The hunt timer is back on, which is great. Rig supply store. Right, okay. Rather than starve it, every few cycles you could leave supplies out for the stowaway until it's ready to reveal itself. We have plenty of those. We have our mushrooms and shit going on, so we can do that. That'll be fine. Intuit and engineer on both neutral on. Let's see if we can change that. Should I change Intuit or engineer? I feel like engineer would be more likely. Would be more in character, you know? That's how I feel. So I'm gonna go for that. Wasn't even thinking of engaged, by the way, but yeah. New location discovered. Oh, let's see what that is. Oh, a bar. Wait, what's it called? The Narrow Escape. Crashed ship turned bar. There's a contract here. Okay. Cool. No rush, though. We're just buying a meal as usual. Right now, the core thing that I care about is mostly, like, making sure that Femi doesn't go be stupid somewhere. And then we'll have to worry about the rest. Give me another positive. Come on, positive on a 4. Wah, that'll do. That'll just have to do. There you go. The chaos of Flotsam intrigues you. Passage to passage, it is the most incoherent place you have ever visited. Plating, cladding, and cushioning of all kinds of conditions hides a forest of wires and ducts, interfacing in ways their manufacturers would never dream possible. Rooms are crushed cargo bays, flipped bridges, and eviscerated engine rooms. Patchwork corridors are lumped with messy wells, bending worryingly along their length. It is, to put it nicely, a total mess. It's not that you don't like it, but finding an artificer among this chaos has been more than a little challenging. This cycle, searching these winding passages once more, seeing only scrap merchants and junk shops, you've begun to wonder if Seraphin had any idea what he was talking about when he advised you to come here. A sleeper, the voice cuts through the pungent air. Wow, I never... Oh, I have no idea what type of voice to do for you. You glance in the voice's direction and find yourself looking at a small booth, piled with tech. Behind a fogged and scratched plastic screen is a meticulously arranged counter. Being mad restarts when you get 5. I enjoyed chat. Thank you for stopping by. And no worries. Good luck with whatever it is you're trying to fix with all these restarts. Blah. You'll know where to find us. Don't you worry at all. At this meticulously arranged counter, an older man with wet and wondering eyes sits nearby. Excuse me? Apologies. I wasn't sure you'd even hear me. John Mee tilts his head. I didn't mean to be rude. Please. That's okay. He smiles warmly, almost bowing again, his hunched shoulders accentuating the movement. Oh. How are you feeling, sleeper? He beckons you a little closer. I'm Jean-Michel. So please, to you, Jean-Mi. I work with machines. He sweeps a hand above his counter where you see configurations of tiny parts. Mostly small ones. I'm okay. Good. He chops with his hand to indicate a stool with a leg bar, meant for perching beside his counter, and such is the clarity and persuasiveness of his movement that you obligingly sit. Your presence is a rare honor here. He smiles and looks down into his lap. I'm sorry if I make you uncomfortable. I'm just very pleased to see you. Can I help you with something? I was more imagining I could help you. I can see your journey to me has not been easy, he says with genuine concern. You track his eyes across your body, noticing the scuff marks on your thick, vinyl-like skin. The replaced and broken parts of your body, the marks of violence. You pull your jacket a little tighter. Jean-Mi folds his hands one over the other and places them on the counter. I do not know what your experiences have been, but I want to assure you that I see you as a person, a being, a soul, shall we say, as valid as any other. You look at Jean-Mi, his own age and wear also evident. A life of precise and careful work shaping his body into a reflection of his process. You note his unconfident way of speaking, which betrays a certain loneliness, a lack of practice. It is his turn to feel observed. I understand. You are kind. The frankness of the remark takes you by surprise. He looks down at his counter and begins to take apart a tiny piece of machinery that sits there. Many years ago, when I began my apprenticeship, I would find that whenever I saw something that, how to say, was not working well, I was fixated on it and its repair. He tinkers with the parts, twisting them precisely. Of course, the belt is filled with this kind of dysfunctional detail. And so I was busy for many years with these small fixings. He smiles in reminiscence. But now I find that when I'm interested in a thing that is not working as it should, it is because it might have some quality not yet foreseen or discovered. He sharply twists one of the parts between his fingers. He releases the altered object into the air where it balaically, I guess, twists in a hypnotic display. Like a spinning top, his movements are totally unpredictable. Jean-Mi smiles at you watching his hypnotic toy. I can see that you are in a process of becoming, Sleeper. He catches the spinning toy between a finger and a thumb. Let me aid you in this. Why? It is my habit, and my small offer to you. Jean-Mi's precise hands drop to a device around his neck. He deftly pulls a pair of goggles up to his face, masking his wet eyes. Hold still, Sleeper. Something flickers inside the goggles, their face blank. Jean-Mi's hands play across buttons and switches on the exterior. Tuning, focusing. What are you doing? Jean-Mi holds up a single stubby finger and continues to work. When the goggles are finally lowered, they reveal a look of concern on Jean-Mi's face. I think you better come inside. He kicks off from his desk and disappears. A moment later, you hear a rattle and a small bulkhead door beside the booth that you had assumed was rusted shut creaks open. Jean-Mi beckons you inside. His workshop is even more cramped than you expected. As you enter, you're surrounded on all sides with netting holding bundles and bundles of terminals, servers, drives, and cables. At its center, a padded seat and a set of articulated arms mounted with sensors and tools fill the space. A seat, please. What are you going to do? Not to worry. I only wish to examine you. It is non-intrusive. You tentatively settle on the seat, slipping your arms and feet into the straps meant to keep you from floating out in 0G. Jean-Mi floats beside you, looks across your body. There is damage here, I see that. We will get to that. But I see something else here as well. This is why you came? Yes. Though I have never met a sleeper, I have studied them. Greetings and silence. Jen! Hi, Jen! It's been so long! You are getting a heckin' shouty. How have you been? Hello. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. And the times when I do see you, it's like either you post something that hits my feed or I just like don't get a chance to talk to you. I hope you're doing really, really well. Oh, hell yeah. Been chilling? That's what I like to hear. Have you heard of this game? Have you heard of like Citizen Sleeper? This is the second one, but still, have you heard of Citizen Sleeper? If you like your like sci-fi narrative shit, this is absolute peak. Though I've never met a sleeper, I have studied them. I was lucky to acquire some materials from Megabuilding some time ago. I've not. Ooh, it's a game about being like. Okay, I'm just gonna give you the no spoilers. Just the base premise of the game is you are a copy of a person in an artificial body, having escaped the corporation that owns you. Good luck. That's it. And everything develops from there. Everything develops from there, and the first game rocketed to like my third favorite narrative game ever. And this one so far looks poised to be even better. So if you don't care about spoilers, then that's fair. Feel free to stick around. But if that sounds interesting and you don't want it spoiled, then well, I'm not gonna make you stay. This is relatively early. This is like, okay, probably mid-game at this point. Or like early mid-game, I feel. But yeah. I was lucky to acquire some materials from Megabuilding some time ago, in the interest of my own endeavors. He begins arranging a series of sensors around you on articulated arms. You are pleasingly distinct from those materials. Am I right in thinking you've been modified? I rebooted myself. Yes, I see that your dependency on stabilizer, on the immune recoding portion of its makeup at least, has been broken. But that is not all. You are physically modified. Not externally, but internally. He carefully positions the final sensor. Your tracker is disabled, which makes it impossible for SNOP to find you. Congratulations. But this is not all. You've been modified, yes, but you're also being modified as we speak. You feel a strange claustrophobia at John Mee's statement. Modified? Seraphin rebooted your system, ran the recoding protocol, but that shouldn't have physically changed you. It only removed your planned obsolescence. That can't be right. And you were not aware. I'm sorry to hear that. John Mee goes to a terminal and flicks a switch. Through the back of a translucent screen, you see a nodal web in the vague shape of a sitting body. Your body. These changes appear to be complex, subtle, but consistent. He goes silent as he taps at the terminal, the representation of your body rotating and unfolding in unsettling motions. What changes? See here. He points at a flickering representation of your spine, tracing a line towards your head. Your nervous system is growing additional nodal points here and here. Meanwhile, your emulation interface is growing an umbilical access port, though towards what end I am unsure. You instinctively reach back and touch the base of your head. As you do, the scan flickers and screeches with noise. You feel for something there, growing under your thick vinyl skin. Can you feel a lump, or is that just your imagination? You pick at it. Jean-Mi sighs and shuts off the terminal. The changes are partial, in all honesty. The resolution is too poor. I need to run a full diagnostic, but for that I would need... He drifts over to another terminal and brings up screens and screens of text and diagrams. Yes, some kind of medium to hold your suspended emulation. The access jack I can build myself, but we will need to bridge your emulation. He speaks quietly, almost to himself. A ship mine would be ideal for this. It would have to be high capacity, a prime ship mine, Solheim in origin. Perhaps Hellion Gate might hold records of any that were in the system. He turns back to you. Yes. The prime ship mine is essential if you wish further investigations to be done. I will need this above all. I am sorry to say, Sleeper. Can't you tell me more?
Accurately, no.
He meshes his fingers in front of his chest.
It is clear that a process has begun, but has yet to complete.
Jean-Mi busies himself with taking down the sensors and folding away the articulated arms. As he does, you try to calm yourself. You feel as if you have worms under your skin, and it takes all your focus not to pick at its seams. Jean-Mi silently but gently places a hand on yours.
Please, remain calm.
He puts a carefully restored rare component on your hand.
This can help you.
He waits for you to fall still. Then he leans back a little, relieving some of the strange intimacy of the moment.
For now, our work is concluded.
He meshes his fingers again and bows with a small head bow.
But you are welcome, anytime.
Thank you.
Of course.
His manner seems to have returned to something more businesslike. A humble man who knows his customers' needs. You get up from the seat, a little dazed, and push away into the passage.
Safe travels, sleeper.
Jean-Mi says quietly, placing the promised list in your hand as he lets you back into the station. You leave dazed, unsure of how you feel about the insistence of this man's particular kindness. But most of all haunted by the idea of the unseen processes that are running within you. Part of you does not wish to know anything further. To leave this place and never look back. And another is desperate to immediately retrieve every object in this list so that you may know what strangeness is happening within you. For now, you must steady yourself and find a way to continue. Seraphin comes to find you in your bunk. After Jean-Mi's assessment, you find yourself drifting back to the rig in need of the familiarity and comfort. Yep.
Sleeper, you found an artificer?
He hovers by the door, looking concerned. You tell him about Jean-Mi, how he offered you your repairs and ran an assessment of your frame. You describe the cramped booth, the articulated arms, the strangeness of seeing your own body anatomized upon the terminal screen. Then you tell him that your body is changing, growing, in ways Jean-Mi cannot identify. That some process has been started and you do not know where it will end. You mention umbilical ports and nodal points, trying your best to remember the details of the things Jean-Mi asked you to retrieve. Seraphin grows pale and silent. He shakes his head when you stop talking.
Lane, that piece of shit has to be behind this.
Perhaps.
For sure.
Seraphin looks stubbornly at the floor.
We'll get what you need. We'll find that ship mind. Better work here and there, and then we can make it to Hellion Gate and wherever else.
What about your stuff?
We'll do that too. We're free, Sleeper. No one can stop us. Just say the word, okay?
He goes quiet.
Don't give up on yourself just yet. Get up and get back to it.
And with that, he turns and kicks off down the corridor, disappearing from sight. You wait a little while, staring at the stained ceiling of the bunks, letting the thoughts settle in your mind. And then, when you're ready, you get up and leave. Dazed, but with a stony determination growing in your chest. You on Star Sector? It kind of fucking feels like it, doesn't it? That's Jean-Mi's shop, which we have to find the prime shipment for. This is the Ferris tanker, which will fill up our fuel. Good. We can buy scrap components out here. Good to know, good to know. Yeah, I just need a minute. Maintenance, buying engine components. Okay, we need those. Hold on. That's Femi's ship, not mine. 8, and I have 3. We're gonna need to buy 5, which is 250 cryo, which we can afford. Okay, and, no, not here. Here? Yes. And, 1, and, 2, and 3, and, 4, and, 5. Okay, again, wrong ship. Hey boys, we got the parts. We have the parts. Bliss carefully slots the components into the prepared drive. The engine is improved as much as you're able to. Oh, we can fit 5 more fuel now. Yes! Okay. That is great, actually. That is fucking great. Our fuel is no longer full. Boom. Is fuel like 6 cryo per pip everywhere, or does the price change? Because sometimes I feel like the price changes, but that might just be depending on how much fuel we were missing. And the Altakahe, which was what? Okay, we can buy supplies or work hydroponics, neither of which sounds like a good idea right now. Okay, sure. Let's do a contract, because Femi is gonna get really upset if we stick around too long. We have supplies, we have fuel. Off we pop, I feel. Femi's with us, and Bliss is coming with us as well. Okay.
What the hell is happening out here?
Femi is up and out of his seat the moment Seraphin brings a rig to rest near the asteroid known as Cutter's End. There we go. This contract's gonna be the last thing we do today, by the way. Because I suspect that it's gonna take us over the 3-hour mark. That ominous name is one whose origin has become increasingly obvious as you approach through thick clouds of debris and chunks of rock, among which corroded remains of wrecks could be seen floating. Now, as you look out on the splintered and terraced rock, you can't help but feel a slowly growing sense of dread.
Look, there.
Femi comes close to the cockpit glass and points to the terraced quarry cut into the rock.
The mine's awake.
You look out and see the flickering lights, the glowing dock markers. Femi shakes his head.
That's not right.
Neither is that. Seraphin nods towards the asteroid and you see a ship now, tucked into the shadow of the rock, flashing its signal lights at you. I'm guessing that's what the crew were looking for. Visitors, huh? The voice wavers weakly as it comes through the ship's comms. Are you lot friendly? Seraphin glances back at you, raising his eyebrows. It isn't long before you and Femi are suiting up, and agreement having been made between Seraphin and the pilot of the other ship, a man called Baird, to meet in the neutral ground of open space. Femi is silent, his anger evident in the way he forces his legs into the trousers of his suit. And then you're out. Vast shape of Cutter's End flickering with strange lights below you, and the pinpricks of the pilot's suit lights coming slowly closer ahead. I have a suspicion of how this is gonna go. Nia's gonna be part of this crew. We're gonna ask them to let us bring her back, and they're gonna say, you can't have her back until this job's done, so help us finish it and you can leave with her. And that's my guess. I'm ready to be subverted.
You two are a sight for sore eyes.
Oh hey, he's got a suit similar to what Saul had in the previous game. You see a crooked grin from Bed, framed in the hard lines of his ramshackle spacesuit.
What brings you to the arsehole of the stalwart belt?
His sharp eyes scan you and Femi, checking your suits and gear. We're looking for someone. Baird's eyes flick to you, and you notice a familiar reaction across his face. The acknowledgement that he recognizes you as a sleeper.
You don't look like bounty hunters.
Baird glances between the two of you and then smiles his crooked smile.
Well, he kinda does.
Nodding at Femi.
You brought a freelancer out here.
Femi interrupts, his voice flat and direct over the comms channel.
Nia, where is she?
Baird pauses, considering his answer. Whole crew is down the throat of that thing.
You are welcome to wait.
The tone of his voice suggests the opposite. But I'll have you know, we look after a crew. So if you're here to settle a debt...
I'm here to take her home. And I'm not waiting.
Thing is, big man, they're deep in the quarry on a tip-off. So unless you want to go chasing them around the dark maze of that place, you're shit out of luck. How long have they been? Few cycles.
Enough. Nia's been gone for a lot longer than that. You are lying to our faces. And we know that Rock has claimed more crews than any other.
No need for accusations. Who's to say you aren't trying to jump our claim?
Forget this.
Femi turns and heads back toward the ship. Big man seems wretchy. Oh shit, big man seems touchy. He's gonna get you in trouble. Baird retreats to his ship and you to yours.
We need to go in.
Femi is impatiently gathering tools and loading them into the airlock.
Right now.
What's Baird hiding?
Who cares? These idiots clearly think they're onto something and they're desperate to keep it to themselves. What matters is our ingress.
Femi grabs a cutting torch from the rack.
There's a borehole in the side of the rock. Could get us in under the radar. Or we dive right down the main shaft. I'll leave the call to you.
Bliss arrives at the airlock and stares at Femi's angry tool gathering. Okay, let's keep cool heads. That rock looks dangerous enough, even when you're thinking straight. Femi ignores them. Get ready to depart, well aware that you're heading into a situation you don't quite understand. Ooh, good dice from Bliss. Okay, this is the going in directly option. But yeah, entry via this route will not be simple, or we can sneak in from the borehole, which I again have a +2 for it being interface. And then Femi can help on the other one. Bliss is not good with engage checks. We don't have a timer yet. We'll see. We will see. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna start on the interface checks. Good luck, thank you. Gonna need it. I'm gonna start on the interface checks because, yeah, okay. There's something I'm pretty okay with. Neutral outcome gives stress. Okay. Cool. Yeah, neutral outcome gives stress because these are both dangerous tasks. Okay. How about we take it nice and slow for this contract, yeah? We roll our 5s and our 6s. Sorry, Bliss. We roll our 5s and our 6s, and we take it nice and slow. We have supplies to keep us going. We're not under time pressure. If I can keep my stress low, I'm not going to start losing dice. So we'll be okay. Just gotta be careful. Gotta take our time. Oh, Cutter's tunnel's ready. Okay. Wow. You felt the rumbling growing as you descended into Cutter's End, but no one has wanted to bring attention to it. Now, floating in a cavernous rock-walled passage that is impossible to ignore. There's something out there. Bliss's voice crackles over the comms. Something moving. You squint down the tunnel beyond the limits of your suit's lights. You swear you see something flicker there in the unseen passages beyond. There is a strangeness to the mine, to its flashing lights and empty conveyors running on some residual power. From what Femi has told you, it wasn't always like this. Cutter's End has a fearsome reputation as a dark and deadly maze. A ripped open rock not worth the trouble of its corroded salvage. Now, it's a moving maze, its automated systems given a new faltering life, brought back from hundreds of cycles in the shadows. And one of those systems is rumbling through the dark ahead.
Let's keep it moving.
Femi passes you in the passage.
We don't need to wait.
Take it slow, Femi.
We are too far behind. We need to catch up.
Femi glides ahead, the beams of his suit lights painting the rock walls of the cavern a pale grey. His lights reveal an intersection, another tunnel cutting across this one, offering 3 routes ahead. Suddenly, you're blinded by a wall of light beyond the intersection. The rumble is everywhere, shaking dust and rock off the walls in dense clouds. Squinting into the light, you see a ring of lamps, and between them, the grinding maw of some terrible machine. It bears down on the crew, grinding through debris. I think rushing in is the plan. Wait, no. I need to understand exactly what each option is. Look for an escape for ourselves and the crew? Oh, yeah, okay. There's a machine like that is slowly grinding down towards where the crew is. Find an escape route. You shield your eyes and scan the walls around you. There, revealed in the powerful lamps of the mining machine, you see a small square passage cut into the rock. Signaling the others, you dodge inside, gliding into the safety of the dark passage. A moment later, the machine rumbles past the entrance, spitting a hail of debris into the tunnel. You don't stop. Carried forward by the tide of rock, you emerge into another cavern.
You... good?
Emmy's voice is broken up by gasps for air. You turn to see him staring into the dark, shaking his head. What the hell was that thing? It tried to eat us.
We need to keep going. That mining machine must be keeping Neo's crew down here. We have to get past it.
Keeping them down here, or... Your mind drifts to the worst option. Can any crew really hope to survive all of this?
When they woke up this place, they woke up that machine. It's running on old programming. It's not hunting us, it's not smart.
Femi turns back to face you, his eyes ringed with fatigue and stress.
We can beat it.
You hope he's right. Okay. Well, if you want us to beat it, you're the only one of the crew who can do endure checks, so, make it happen. Baiting the machine into tight tunnels can leave it stuck in place while you exploit the opening. You know, he's kinda smart. I'm thinking of pushing, but I don't know if the cost and stress is worth it. Get her done? Get her done! Get her done, Femi. Give us this fucking positive outcomes, mate. Bless, help us find a safe path. Push. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth the one stress. Absolutely worth the one stress. Neutral outcome is fine-ish. Better. Better. Much better.
To me, sleeper.
Femi beckons you over to a section of the cavern wall. You glide over and immediately spot what he has found. There is a large passage splitting off from this one, but it is not the passage itself that is of interest. It is the remains of a barricade, freshly welded, that draws your attention. Here we fucking go, oh yeah!
They came through here.
Femi's eyes flick over the ruins.
They tried to keep it out.
Oh shit, thank you! Yeah, okay. Let me quickly grab a little snack, have some water. I am sitting up straight, just confirming that. And I'll do a quick stretch too. Anybody else is welcome in to join in the care package. Thank you, Valen. This is my last chocolate brownie cookie too. And water. This is the bottle that I normally take to work with me. The reason I'm drinking from this bottle is because we have a tap at work that has chilled water, and it's just chilled like to just the right temperature as well, so it's just really good. I do, however, also have more water in the big bottle, so don't worry, there's plenty. I'm gonna have a bit more, actually. I love water. You look at the fresh cuts in the wall, the stone gouged out, the crumpled metal bent and crushed, and most tellingly, the flattened remains of a welding torch embedded into the rock. The crew took a stand in this very place. You reach down and put a hand on the remains of the torch. Neo is here. Right. Then you feel it. A rumble through the torch, through the rock wall. You look up at Femi and he sees it in your face. The machine is coming.
Go.
Femi meets your eye.
Get safe.
He looks over your shoulder and suddenly he's bathed in the blinding light of the machine's lamps. No, we stay together! You go to protest, but Femi kicks you in the chest, sending you spinning away out of the path of the machine. By the time you catch yourself on the cavern wall and turn, you see Femi there in the middle of the passage entrance, lit white in the lamps. He waits agonizingly long until he knows the machine is coming for him, and he kicks off hard and glides into the dark. The machine rumbles through in a hail of rock and dust, and you follow after it, batting away chunks of stone. You are slowed by the debris, and the machine pulls out ahead, rumbling endlessly onward through the tunnels, through rock and metal. And then it is gone. The cavern shakes, filling with dust your vision grey. Your comms click and hiss, and chunks of rock thunk off the faceplate of your helmet. And then you see them, the faint lights of Femi's suit as he struggles through the dust.
We got it.
Femi says as he reaches you, his hands on your shoulders.
Somehow we got it.
It takes some time to understand what happened. As the dust clears, you find yourselves at the lip of a shaft filled with debris. This huge pit, thick with shards of rock, must have been a refuse pit for the mine, a place to pipe the tailings, the waste. The machine went straight into this shaft, spinning into the open space and debris, shredding itself against a million razor-sharp bits of rock. Looking down into the pit, your lamps illuminate a few pieces of the machine. The rest is surely down there, deep inside the dense debris cloud. It isn't long before Femi is calling you once again, this time to another, still complete barricade. Barricade over the door to a machine room, sealed and secure. The last retreat of the crew you followed into this nightmare. Search the pit to possibly find something of value. Wait, really? Okay, and possibly save something from its chassis. Cool. Or cut the doorway to the machine room or break the doorway to the machine room. And make your way in. We don't have a time limit, so I'm gonna go for So I'm just gonna go for it. Please don't give me stress. Thank you. Okay. Bliss has a 1, which I'm not going to use, because they are not gonna be happy. They're already on 3 stress, so... Okay. End cycle. Nice and calm. We have time to do stuff. No once. Luck. High, seriously high luck. And Femi has a 6 too. So... there we go. Very, very nice. I'm gonna use this 4 because Bliss has solid odds. Okay. Neutral outcome, but they get a bit of stress, but we're fine. Okay, what did we get anything? I don't think we got anything. But that's fine. Oh, 2 bits of engine components. Okay, sure. Ad break in 5 minutes? No, I'm gonna snooze it. I'm gonna see if I can finish this contract quickly enough. There we go. I have a +1 to engineer check, so fuck. Negative outcome on a 4, huh? Okay. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. We have time. We have time. Energy's not gonna do much, but that's okay. Put out some supplies for the stowaway. And next cycle, I'm gonna need to spend whatever good dice we have on just harvesting. We have plenty. Cool. Well, we have 2. We have 2 guaranteed successes. So we have... Oh. Oh. Well... that worked out. I did not realize until I'd already clicked that he had a -2. I'm out. Thanks for stream. Good luck. Have a good one. Thank you for stopping by once again. And I hope that whatever you were doing the restarts for is fixed. Okay. That was luck. That was accident, and that was luck. Okay. No chance of a negative outcome. Decent chance of a negative outcome. Neutral. Don't like the odds of 2s. I don't want to give the crew more stress, but I can give 1 to Femi. Yeah. Okay, another cycle. We are fine. We're fine. There's no need to push too hard. We have supplies. We have supplies. That mushroom farm. Oh, dice damage. That mushroom farm is hard carrying. Okay, that should be enough. That should be enough. Okay, we're good. We're good. As the barricaded door is bent open, you're blinded once again by a wall of light. You and Femi raise your hands instinctively, squinting into the lamps and dust. You feel a flash of fear in the pit of your stomach, bracing yourself for what's to come. Femi? The voice comes crisp and clear over the local comms. What are you doing here? Oh hey, upside down. Nia drifts out of the lights in an old, dust-caked suit. She looks between the two of you with a blank expression, blinking rapidly. Femi stares at her, frozen for a moment, then rushes to her, wrapping her in a wide embrace. They float there, in the light and dust, two bodies bound together. I don't understand. You followed me out here? How did you find me?
You left without telling me. What did you expect? You aren't ready for this.
Nia retreats further at Femi's words, slipping out of his reach. Femi, after all these years, you have no idea what I'm ready for. Movement in the lights catches your eye, and you see motion through the dust. A figure in a suit drifts out, hunched and clutching their abdomen. They turn to face Nia, and you see her lips moving as they speak on a private channel. We don't have an ad break in 1 minute. Don't listen to the bot. Don't listen. You look over to Femi, but he's staring straight ahead, his eyes wide with anger.
You...
He points at the figure.
What kind of idiot are you dragging my sister out here to this place? With that machine running riot?
He moves towards the figure.
Speak up, what were you thinking?
Nia blocks his path forwards, getting between Femi and the figure. Femi, you meathead. This is my job. I brought them here. Femi, for once, falls silent. It takes a while to make the return trip back up through Cutter's End, especially with Nia's injured crewmate. As you ascend, Nia tells you the story of the job, Femi keeping his distance and leading the way in silence. The mining machine you'd faced was what she'd been looking to extract, a job she and Baird had put together after meeting in the narrow escape. You had no way to jumpstart the mine, and the access that would open up meant new salvage. One of those pre-collapse boring machines was worth major cryo to any mining outfit in the belt, and Baird had a contract who was ready to buy. It was all going well until Hirata here, Nia nods at the crumble-looking crewmate, hooked the mining machine up to the main line. Something went in its automation core and it lost its shit. The plan was to barricade it and put together a shock trap to fry the core. Nia looks ahead at the back of Femi's suit far ahead up the tunnel. But that's worthless now that my brother shredded the thing. Sorry about that. Don't be. If it hadn't worked, we'd have been ground up to a fine powder. We're lucky you came. As you move through the facility, you notice most of it is dark now, the power from Baird's jumpstart fading away to nothing. Soon this place will be a quiet ruin once more. You ascend up through the quarry and out into open space where Baird is waiting. Friends of yours? Maybe you could have warned me they'd be coming. Not something I knew. She looks at Femi, who has broken off from the group and is heading for the rig. My brother doesn't tend to give anyone a warning. I'll take them from here. Baird puts an arm around Hirata to guide them back to the ship. Look, mate, no hard feelings. Thanks for getting them out, even if you did screw up the job while you were at it. I guess that makes it square. Baird glides away towards his ship. I should ride back with them, but I'll see you in Flotsam. Nia gives you a warm smile. Thanks for helping my brother. I know he appreciates you, whatever he does or doesn't say. You watch her go, then glide over to the rig as the last flickering lights of Kota's end fade. Okay. We did good. We did good. We did pretty damn good. And we're done. There's nothing else to be done here. So... blah. Let's fix that little bit of dice damage and get back in our way. When you arrive back in Flotsam, Femi rushes out of the ship. The moment the docking tunnel is connected, he is off, out of the airlock and down the passage. Well, go after him then. Seraphin sighs, not looking up from his diagnostics. You find Femi in the passage between the docks, watching as Nia glides towards him. You catch a glimpse of Nia's face over his shoulder. She looks nervous, slowing her approach as she comes close to Femi, his considerable frame blocking the tunnel. Femi,
I'm sorry.
His voice is flat, quieter than usual.
I'm the one who's sorry. I made the excuse to myself that I was trying to protect you. But I was trying to control you. I've been suffocating you.
He meets Nia's eye.
I see that now. That it took something like this for me to see it is on me.
Femi's voice cracks and the tunnel suddenly feels small, intimate. He folds his arms, regaining his composure.
I understand if...
Shut up, you idiot. Nia violently embraces her brother, banging him into the metal wall. She laughs, wiping her eyes. Femi sniffs. I've had enough of your speeches. Apology accepted.
It's not a speech.
Femi can't help but take this typical self-serious tone with Nia, but you see it makes her smile.
I have something I need to say. You are a powerful person, and I've been trying to curb that because it scares me. And it scares me how little he scares you.
He laughs an uncharacteristically light laugh.
But I'll stop placing those limits on you. In fact, I want you to have the ship.
Femi seems pleased that this stuns Nia into silence.
I can make my own way, find work with crews. Perhaps Sleeper will take me on. But I need some time away from leading, from captaincy. While you need anything but.
He puts a hand on her shoulder.
The simple crash is yours.
Femi, you really don't need to listen more. I don't want your ship. It is her turn to be pleased with his shock. You are right. I am a powerful person, but Cutter's Edge showed me I'm not ready to lead. The bot's gonna keep saying these. Sorry. It's because the snoozing puts the timer back and the bot gets confused. I want to learn more, to work with a crew, but preferably not one I'm related to. She punches him on the shoulder playfully. Nia looks over Femi's shoulder at you. I was actually thinking Sleeper's crew might be the right fit. You suddenly feel the attention of the moment shifted to you and your apparent role in this family drama. Nia puts her hands on her hips. Well, Sleeper, what do you think? Shit! Look, Femi is reliable for endure checks, but I don't want that to be the decision, not what leads to the decision. Story-wise, if I were in this position, I myself as the person, I would take Nia. I had a chance to take her to a job earlier on, and I didn't. And we saw how that went. I think she's ready to go for something else with the whole crew. I'm honored, really. I know we'll learn a lot from you. Emmy turns in the corridor to face you, his face set in an intimidating glare.
You better take good care of her.
He smiles, but you can't help but take him seriously. How about we find somewhere to celebrate? Nia pushes Femi towards you down the corridor. Come on. Later on, you find yourself in the narrow escape in a quiet corner with Femi. You see his eyes on Nia, who is at the bar trying to get the attention of the server.
What's the secret?
He turns to you.
How do you stop it weighing you down? Your crew, your connections, all those people that rely on you. How do you bear the weight?
I live for it.
That's all there is.
He looks down at the table, smiling. He takes a long sip through the straw of his container, the last dregs of something amber and potent disappearing as he does.
She's gone, isn't she?
You look over at the bar and can't see Nia amongst the crowd. You turn to Femi, confused.
She never was good with goodbyes. She'll be waiting at your ship. Don't worry.
He sets down his drink.
Time I left too. I've got things to work on. Look after yourself, sleeper.
He pushes himself away from the corner and drifts out of the bar. You watch him go, one more body passing through the belt, trying to find a way to change the future. Sleeper! You hear Bliss's voice hiss as you pass through the rig's central corridor. You have to come see this. You follow their voice and find them floating outside the supply store looking in. Bliss holds a finger to their lips and nods inside. Quietly, she's eating. It's the cat! It's the cat! It's the same cat! You look inside and see a cat floating just inside, biting at a food pouch. The stray barely acknowledges yours and Bliss's presence since it angles its body to catch the droplets of liquid that are released from the transparent packet. Looks like we found our stowaway. Hey there, girl, Bliss whispers at the stray, beckoning. They hold up their hands so their cat can see them. Not here to take those rations away, alright? You both watch as the stray suddenly kicks away, twisting poetically through the air, and gliding past you both out of the supply store. It catches one of the corridor's ribs, swinging itself to the wall where it perches and watches Bliss with big eyes. The comfort of its movement in zero-G is striking, and you realize you've never seen an animal navigate in microgravity before. You hear a sound and turn to find Seraphim arriving from the direction of the engine room. He stops dead in his tracks against the wall, staring at the stray.
What the hell is that?
It's a cat! What's Seraphim says the word strangely. Careful there. Bliss holds up a hand to Seraphim. Don't scare her.
So that's a cat.
Seraphim is watching the stray carefully, either fascinated or scared, it's hard to tell.
I thought it would be bigger.
That is a fairly small one.
How big do they grow?
Seraphim turns to you and a look of confusion flashes across his face.
Wait, where have you seen a cat?
The question makes you pause. Where have you seen a cat? Not in the belt, not in zero-G. You close your eyes and bring to mind the faint image of a cat stretching in the sun. Somewhere warm, somewhere with weight, with gravity. You touch the fur of its back and it reacts, sliding against your hand.
Careful.
Seraphim's hissed warning brings you back. Bliss is reaching out to the stray. Shh, you'll scare her. Bliss makes a tutting sound. We had cats back on the eye, but they were in spin gravity there. The stray's big eyes watch Bliss's hand as it approaches. When they touch the top of her head, the stray does not move, does not react. Look at her leg. Bliss nods to the sleeve on the cat. She's been hurt before and taken care of. She's really scared. You see the cat is gently trembling with Bliss's touch, but slowly she settles and angles her head for Bliss to scratch her ear. The movement brings back this mysterious memory. What is its origin? Focusing on it makes your skin tremble, a shiver running up your arms.
It's been breaking into our supplies.
Seraphine has his arms folded and is looking at Bliss.
Now we've caught it, we should let it out.
Look at her. She's not gonna do that again. Bliss's eyes meet the Stray. You aren't gonna do that as long as we feed you, right?
That may be true, but we can't risk it happening again. What if we'd been in a contract?
Seraphine gives Bliss a reproachful look.
We can't keep it.
She's a stray. She needs a home. Right, Sleeper? Yeah, we're keeping the cat. Of course we're keeping the cat. Bliss smiles widely, unable to contain their excitement. You won't regret it. Plus, the rig is already full of strays as it is.
I guess it is. You have to feed her though, Sleeper. She's your responsibility. I never thought a cat could eat so much.
Seraphine's right. Looks like you'll need to keep feeding the stray every few cycles if you want her to stick around. This is going to be expensive. Trust me, cats are worth it. Seraphine reaches out sheepishly towards the stray. As he does, the cat bats playfully at his hand and he pulls it away.
If you say so. I'm not really used to animals.
You watch as Bliss tries to get Seraphine to pet the stray properly, guiding his hand to its ears for a scratch and explaining how to approach her. As you do, the memory of that other cat runs through your mind. It feels like a raw wound, one that, if you touch it, will only bring pain. But you can't help to pick at it, knowing that it might contain some distant part of you. We have a cat! We have a little cat! I think that's the perfect spot. And we're running down the ad timer. So, I am going to very quick do our raid message. There we go. And talk this over. There we go. I'm gonna throw us over to my friend Kaiser because he's streaming Factorio together with Lucy. And they're both very cool. They raid us way too often, and I want to at the very least repay the favor. So that's rolling. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you, Celestial, for bringing everyone over. Thank you, everybody who stuck around. I hope you had an absolutely lovely time. You're going to love Kaiser and Lucy. They're wonderful. Have a lovely rest of your day, evening or night, whichever it may be. And right up until next time, stay sharp.